Oh man, let me pull up the Twitcher chats on my phone.
I have Twitch chat already up.
You
I
do?
am ready to go.
Okay, cool. Yeah, make sure to respond to them because I usually cannot.
I do when I see people typing. No one's typed for the last couple of sessions.
Yeah. People are shy, you know.
I'm gonna
Really,
start to randomly type again.
I feel like a lot
My
of
first,
people also put us on in the background and then just like.
my first comment will be butts.
But. But what?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Butts what indeed.
Okay. I'm just drinking my coffee here. Before we start.
I will allow it.
How did everyone like the last session?
I had fun.
You know what? I just realized.
What?
So, the dragon, right?
Yep.
It had like a fearful presence or malevolent presence or whatever that ability was, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was it considered a charm spell?
Yeah. You have advantage on charm spells, don't you, because of something?
Yeah,
Yep. I
elves
have
do.
advantage on charm spells and I totally forgot.
Same.
F. I was looking at my tables a little bit ago and I looked at that and I'm like, I know what that fucking green A means.
Yeah.
And I wanted to kick myself at the moment. I was like, God damn.
I mean, it all worked out in the end, and you came through when you were needed, so.
I mean, it's true.
It's true. All right.
And now I know for the future. I won't forget again.
So let's go ahead and get into the recap of what happened previously on the Meddlers in Icewind Dale.
Do-do-do.
Yes.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Yes. Yes.
We
So
need a theme song.
I know. So previously, in Icewind Dale, the Meddlers defeated the Shardolin dragon, managing to save thousands of denizens in 10 towns. Afterwards, together with their new ally Velen Harpel, they went to the Uphill Climb, a tavern, to rest. Along with a Xena and Glare heart-to-heart, they learned of a quest from Velen Harpel to find the lost empire of Netheril, which was, as she described, an ancient city of wizards with incredibly powerful magic. And that she needed help to find a way to their ancient city called Yithrin. It's underneath this glacier called the Reghead Glacier, but there's some sort of spell or ritual that is required to pass through it. And that spell or ritual is contained in a book called the Codicil of White, which lurks on a frost giant fortress on a mist-shrouded island in the sea of moving ice. The problem is that place is guarded by Aural's followers, supposedly. So she might not like it if they go there. So now the Meddlers are searching for clues about Aural, this mysterious metal known as Shardolin, this Netherese wizard society, and a way to get to this island safely. Velen also seemed to know Mina Morrow, Xena's troubled twin sister, and offered to the party the information that Mina is also after looking for this Netherese ancient wizard city, and that she is a, quote, powerful abjurer with an interest in chronergy, which the party learned is the time magic, the manipulation of time. Shortly after that, everyone went to sleep, and Jeff had a very ominous dream that included Jallister Silvermane, captain of the City Watch back in Waterdeep, who he formed a relationship with over the months that he lived in the city there. In the previous campaign, the months of the previous campaign. And he shared a heart-to-heart with Xena the next morning about it. The next day, the Meddlers searched for rumors around the city on anything going on, anything that could help them in their quest. And they have 3 leads so far. The first was about a contact named Copper at the house of the Morning Lord and Bryn Shander. Something about a haunted black cabin where magical experiments were being done. They learned of a place. There was a rumor that the Arcane Brotherhood was actually behind the Endless Winter and not the goddess Aural, the Frost Maiden. and that it was this man named Valish Gant, who is a criminal wizard who's behind bars right now at a prison called Revel's End. And lastly, they learned of a frozen pirate ship northwest of Bremen that might contain mysterious things. So, after learning all that information, the meddlers headed back to Bryn Shander, the largest city of 10 towns and where they first started out. They purchased some healing potions there and picked up the Scroll of Scorching Ray that Jeff had commissioned. Then finally they met with the gnome Copper, and he told them that about this black cabin, that he was worried about his friend, a man named Macridus, who's trying to build a device that can quote end the everlasting rime, supposedly, and return the summer to Icewind Dale. He asked the meddlers to make sure his friend was all right, and in return for making sure that he was okay, that he would offer them free healing at the house of the Morning Lord if they do this good deed for him. So, that's where we left off. Alright, so you all are currently in the city of Bryn Shander. And, first of all, it's really cold out. There was just a blizzard a few hours ago, and the winds are, I would say, moderate right now, not quite the level that they were, while you all were fighting the dragon. But you do see that that there are a lot more people in the city than before. It seems as though as the wind is like cutting through your bones and you're just kind of walking through with your arms crossed through this city and the snow is crunching underneath your boots, you see a lot of folks who are injured walking about, a lot of folks who are sort of asking for food at nearby areas, and there's a general sense of just dreariness in this day. It seems as though a lot of the refugees from the destroyed cities of Duggan's Hold, Goodmead, and East Haven are sort of making their way to find refuge in Bryn Shander. So
It's the biggest of all the towns, I take it, then, eh?
it is.
Okay.
It's also at this point that Velen will speak up, and she will say, "Very well then, I suppose I'll be off for now. Good luck in your all's journey. I have my own errands to run, but we should meet back up here in Bryn Shander in roughly a week's time. I'll stay a few more days if you all are running late. But let's meet back up at the Northlook Tavern. I'm sure you all will have a lot of great stories to share when you get back."
Very well, that works.
Sure.
Gives us time to kind of see what we can find out.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Very well. And she will sort of part ways with you, and that's that. So, you all...
See the wizard.
Yes, you all are off to see the whole world is open to you now. So, what do you do to sort of prepare for this potentially arduous journey all around the Arctic wastelands of Icewind Dale?
I suppose we'll need some supplies like food and water. That's something we hadn't had to worry about in not Baldur's Gate, in Neverwinter.
Waterdeep.
Uh-huh. Waterdeep, thank you.
Like I can't.
I'll get it eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the last time you all were here, you actually, you've been to this place before, but they do have, there's a combination sort of general goods, adventure goods shop, and smithy, run by a dwarven man named Garn. He's the one that told you about Crampins, eh? You know, that guy. So.
Yes, the Scottish Canadian.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could always visit him to see if he has anything.
Sure, we might as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you walk up. It's just north of the main square in Bryn Shander, and he, as you walk in, he sort of goes, "Oh, hey, if it isn't my favorite customers, eh? How can I help you?"
Wait, Jeff,
Claire,
you have
Claire feels insulted for some reason.
Jeff, you have something here as well. Not this specific place, but don't forget to
You
pick
got the
up.
scroll, didn't we?
Oh yeah, I grabbed my scroll.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
Yeah, Perry dropped it in there for me.
Oh. Well, what all do you have, good sir?
Well, we've got some cold weather gear. We got ice picks, snowshoes, swords of all kinds. Basically, any kind of weapon, basic weapon, anyway.
Claire's going to kind of appraise the work of this smithy and see if he can kind of determine how good the quality is.
It's very average. I mean, it's not as good as you would find in Waterdeep. By any
Claire kind of
means.
turns his nose up a little bit at the work and says, "No."
Hey, what you talking about? This is some of the best stuff you can find around here.
I'm sure it is.
I don't appreciate this tone. I don't. I gotta say.
Don't mind him. He's a little snooty with his tools.
I see that.
Right.
Where y'all going? If you don't mind me asking, what's maybe I can help figure out what you might need.
Should we tell him?
Claire just shrugs at this point.
I see no reason why not.
Sure, so we'll tell him that we're going to the black cabin.
Are you going to that haunted cabin?
Oh, haunted.
Well, that's what everybody says.
Yeah,
yeah.
I said it was haunted.
Yeah.
I missed that part, but okay.
Well, if you're going to that haunted cabin, you'll just need to know that you're trekking near some ice lake there at Mare Dalden, and then you're going to be cutting through the Lonely Wood to the black cabin. So anything for forest survival, perhaps near a lake, things like that. Unfortunately, we're out of rations, but I have something that might help.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, he'll reach underneath the, what do you call it, like a shelf, like a shelf where you have
He's
a
got,
cash
like, a
register.
shelf in
Normal.
his-
Yeah.
It's like a desk or whatever.
Yeah, he'll reach underneath that and he'll grab one fishing pole and a tackle box. And he'll say, since you're going up near Mare Dalden, you can catch some knucklehead trout in the waters there. Be careful though; they're not easy to catch for you Southerners. Hey, you know what I mean?
Okay, for the record, Claire has never been fishing a day in his life.
Would Relvin? I think Relvin would have been fishing.
Yeah, I'd say Robin probably been fishing.
Lived on Port City, so he just always bought fish.
Jeff has basically lived in the city all his life and knows shit
I
about
know
the
about
country.
fishing.
Yeah, you know, you and Relvin would probably know the
Yeah.
most about fishing.
Okay.
If you'd like to buy
much?
some, I can part with them relatively cheaply. About
How much?
two gold a piece.
It would possibly offset some of the food costs. I don't see a downside to that.
Yeah.
I'll buy one.
I'll buy one as well.
Okay, so you just mark off 2 gold each of you off your sheets.
What's
there.
it called?
It's oh god, it's probably called a fishing pole or let me.
Fish destroyer.
Fish killer 9,000. Yeah, fishing tackle. Fishing tackle is what it's called. Yeah, it includes a wooden rod, silken line. Yeah, all that stuff. Yep.
Oh wow.
Fishing tackle.
How excellent.
Yes. All right. Well, good luck on your trip. It's not an easy one, and just I wish you all the best.
Would you
Ex-
perhaps know anywhere that has rations that we could purchase?
I'm afraid not, my friend. It's been rough since the big dragon came through and killed everybody. So they're all coming here, and it's not easy to find food.
I'd imagine they're probably in need of rations themselves.
Yeah, it's something. It's pretty bad. We're not sure how we're gonna make it through this endless winter. You know.
Oh my God,
Well,
this guy.
hope it won't be so endless.
Sure. Yeah, whatever you're saying, bud. Anyway, have a good day.
Have a good day.
This poor guy is laughing so he doesn't cry.
Yeah, basically. That's what's happening right now.
Basically.
Alright. So, now what do you guys do?
I imagine, unless anyone else really needs stuff.
No, wait. I got a question for Glare.
Mhm.
Did you actually put an enchantment on my?
I did actually. It probably doesn't show up on your sheet because I don't know how infusions work for other people, but I've got a slot basically used for breastplate right now.
What
Is it
that
just a
do?
+1 or what is
It's just a straight +1 to whatever armor it is.
Okay, so Jeff, just add a new item. Look up breastplate, and there should be a +1 version.
You could just change your AC on your sheet manually to have a +1 bonus.
I know,
and
but
say
he
the
can
scores.
just add. He can.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm on it.
You got it.
Second.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, keep it
Okay.
on. I'll get it there.
All right. What else are y'all doing?
I don't suppose I'd be able to find the stuff needed to make like alchemist fire here, because I wouldn't mind being able to make a couple while we're on the road, just in case.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, okay. that's
There's a
fine.
new mini game we're gonna play.
Okay, I like
It's
it.
gonna be fun. Yeah, but you can once you get out in the wilderness, Relbin, you can actually, since you are trained in an herbalism kit, you can try to roll to see if you find herbs, and
Okay.
based upon you add your wisdom modifier plus your proficiency with the herbalism kit. And
Okay.
if you meet the DC, you will find herbs. And it's based upon the type of region of the area that you're in. So if you search near water, you'll get different stuff. If you search in the general Arctic, you'll get different items. And if you search in like forests or mountains, you'll also get different items. So
How often can we fish?
you can fish as soon as you get to a lake, basically. You can fish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about his other stuff.
Yeah. He's talking about
Yeah.
the herbalism.
Foraging, specifically.
Oh,
Yes.
foraging.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting.
fishing was
Alright, well,
included.
I can't think of anything else I'd need from town then. Anyone else?
Nope.
Well, is there any other types of stores?
That's pretty much the only one in this place right now.
Oh my god.
We had the potion store and the supply store.
That's
and,
about it.
well, you could talk
the
to a
tavern.
blacksmithy, but you have glare, so you don't need that. Just saying.
Okay.
Yeah. This isn't like Waterdeep.
No, any tools you need made, Glaire's pretty sure he can make anything better than what they have in store for sale.
Well, I'm done in town. I'm ready to rock.
Alright. So you guys get the dogs.
Yep.
You get the dogs. Hold on. So you get. Let's see who the dog leader. Does anyone remember the dog leaders?
There was Balto, wasn't there?
Yeah. It's Balto and
And
Togo.
Togo.
It's Balto
Yeah.
and Togo.
I actually
Oh,
wrote
yeah.
that down.
And there's also Kindle. There's a bunch of other ones, but.
Good
Yeah.
dogs all.
Yes, good dogs all. Yes, good dogs all.
All right. So who's taking each sled?
I'll take one because normally.
I'll take the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So
Oh, make Glare do it.
you all get out of the city with your dog sleds, and you've got all your supplies and your new fishing poles and tackles, and you hop up on there with Xena navigating on one of them, and Relbin is navigating the other. It is freezing cold outside, negative 49 degrees, and the wind is blowing in your faces, but thanks to some of you all are magically protected, but the other ones the other ones are freezing their butts off, and it's really cold. Your extremities, Xena, your extremities are incredibly cold and chilled, and you're just trying to warm your fingers, and your big old elf ears are struggling, you know.
I have a hood.
Yeah, I know, but it's still
Yeah.
cold. It's still really
Yeah.
cold. Yeah. So you're not like having to make any saves or anything, but you are
Yeah.
not comfortable. So
By the
Yeah.
way, Drake49091, thanks for the sub.
yes, thank you, sir.
Thank
We
you.
we appreciate you. So yeah, go ahead and the two of you make survival checks as for the
Very
first length of this journey. You are making your way up.
I'm on Robin. Goddamn.
Okay, so you all fall behind a little bit. You lose probably about 45 minutes or so navigating through, but you just kind of go slower. And so now you're making your way up beside the lake of Mare Dualdon. Do you want to do anything here while you let the dogs rest? You're just right by the lake. It's freezing balls out here.
Is there open water or is it still all ice?
There are like chunks of ice that have broken off, but there is open water as well.
Okay, I guess I'll try fishing real quick while we wait for the dogs.
Oh yes, this is the moment I've been waiting for. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh,
You have to make sure the blue bar ends up in the red bar.
Okay. Yes, exactly.
Just don't fish up some damn sea monster.
All right. So you cast out your line, okay, but the key to fishing, as any experienced fisher knows, right, is the spot where you fish. Okay.
yeah.
So make a wisdom survival check, Relbin. Xena, do you want to fish as well, or are you just
Yeah.
letting Relbin? Okay.
Yeah.
The two of you make another wisdom survival check to see if you can find a good spot. Relbin, you find a good
Over
spot.
here.
Yeah. So the two of you both find a really a good spot you feel like to fish. So you cast out your lines, and you get a bite. Each of you get a bite almost at the same time. Okay. I need you both to make strength athletics check to see if you can reel this thing in.
Before I do that, can I cast a spell?
Sure.
Guidance.
Okay.
On myself.
Yeah. You're trying to go for this guy, by the way. This is what you're going for.
Ooh.
Oh, he's a huge
He's a big chonk.
fish.
Yeah.
So, athletics.
Strength athletics.
We're both like getting the same one or two different ones?
Two different ones.
Oh.
And plus a d4.
Okay.
Figures I roll high on the stuff I'm not trained in.
Okay, so you guys watch as Xena is wrangling with one. She's the first one to pull out a big old knucklehead trout, and she catches it impressively in one hand, like "Ha I caught it!" And the same with Relbin. He pulls one out as well and catches it in his hand, and both of the elves sort of share a glance as they smile. Yeah, so you guys have some knucklehead trout now.
Slow clap.
How big are they?
Oh, they're about probably 1.5 feet.
Holy shit.
Big old chonk with big red heads.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
so how much meat do I estimate you can get off them?
I would say you could probably feed the whole party for about a day with each
Okay.
trout.
Good.
So you got about
Oh,
2
per
days.
trout?
2 days.
Okay.
2 days worth of food per trout. I'd say.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I have to admit that I was actually not expecting that, so good job, the two of you.
Why, thank you.
You're just upset you didn't get to blow something up to catch him.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I could invent something that catches fish, just saying.
Yeah.
I'm busy though. I've got other things I want to deal with.
I mean, if we're gonna mince words about it, I could have used my web wand.
Okay. What do you all want to do now? After you caught the fish.
Has that enough time elapsed for the dogs to rest?
Yeah. By now, yeah, it probably would have taken you some time to fish that.
Yeah.
And we got anything else they want to do?
Nah, I mean, I'm good.
Ready to rock and roll.
All right. So you continue your journey. You get back on the dog sleds. You wrap up the fish as best you can, and sort of pack the fish with snow. It's -49 out here, so this frozen fish it's gonna stay frozen for a while. So you're good. So you pack some snow around it and wrap it up, both of them. And you
We have Xena here.
Yeah, Xena. Yeah, exactly. She's got her spice bag ready to go whenever you guys get somewhere. So yeah, you continue your travels up northeast. Go ahead and make 2 more survival checks for me, the 2 of you. Expert navigators here. Good. Good. Ooh, okay. Yeah, you're slowing down a little bit still. Xena's struggling, but Relbin is helping sort of guide the way up through the area. Make 1 more survival check for me. Both of you. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now you guys are zooming along. You're making your way northwards, and you get into the forest, the lonely woods. So, now that you're in the forest, you've been traveling for pretty much the whole day to get up here, and it's starting to get late, and the winds are picking up at this point, and it's kind of becoming it's becoming nighttime. The sun is setting, and you figure it's about time to find a place to make camp somewhere in this forest. So, for the purposes of this, let's say you find a spot to make camp, and you all do have some tents and everything that you purchased before. So,
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and move you all to a map. Okay. And you sort of tie off the sled dogs to, nearby somewhere. And you've set up 3 tents here, and you've got a fireplace set up to sort of stay warm.
We have the thermal cube too.
Oh, you have a thermal cube. You can use a thermal cube if you want.
I
Yeah.
mean, we do need to cook with something, but
I can also start fires with druid craft or produce flame.
So
we're good.
Okay.
You're all huddled around the fire. What do you do?
Take out my journal and I want to start writing in it.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are you writing?
I start writing about how cold it is.
Really
And
cool.
I just am writing about, how we're on our way to a haunted cabin, and who knew that we would find a haunted house in the middle of an ice apocalypse where we fought a dragon and now we're becoming Eskimos, but the equivalent in this type of, I don't know what kind of race it would be, an Eskimo, but whatever that would be that Xena would know of, I would say that.
Yes.
And then I would say that I would just say that detailing about Mina and how I hope that after we complete this mission for this lady who seems to be a necromancer, that I'll be able to talk to Mina and things like that. And then basically I seem to want to write more, but I'm so cold that I'm shaking, so then I put it away halfway through.
If you're near the thermal cube, it's actually hang on.
Oh,
I think
really?
90 degrees Fahrenheit emitting from it within a 15-foot radius, so it's actually quite comfortable.
Oh, okay. Well then, I just finished detailing everything up until that point then.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Goodberry.
Excellent. So yeah, how does that work again exactly, Relvin?
Goodberry. Let me bring it up. Up to 10 berries appear in my hand and are infused with magic for the duration. A creature can use its action to eat 1 berry. Eating a berry restores 1 hit point, and the berry provides enough nourishment to sustain a creature for 1 day.
Okay, wow, that's excellent. An excellent survival spell. So you all watch as Relbin begins sort of focusing his druid magic. He closes his eyes, And for a moment, Relbin, like the wind sort of goes quiet for you. It's still blowing, but you're sort of focused on nature. And in your hand, you watch as these fey lights, these orangish yellow, almost look like dancing flames, sort of sprinkle around in his hand, and they form these, and they sort of expand and form these plump purple berries in his hand. And yeah, about 10 of them in both palms, and he's got them there, and you just put them away in a pouch. Now, Relbin.
Oh, I share them with everybody.
Oh, you're sharing them. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so
They only last for 24 hours.
there's 4 people, so you can give everyone what, like 2 apiece, roughly, and then
Yeah.
there's going to be like 2 left over. So 2 people are going to get 3. Who wants-
Actually, do we have food for the dogs?
We have fish.
you do still have some leftover provisions from the dogs from before, but yeah, you're going to have to figure out a way to feed all those dogs.
How many dogs are there again?
There's 8 dogs, yeah.
8 plus... You know, I'll just cast Goodberry again.
Okay. So now you have 20 berries.
Yay, I love that spell.
Yep.
Glaire's going to summon a tool bench. Takes him an hour to do just that. And he's going to continue. He's going to start tinkering and fiddling with the shards, the samples he collected from the dragon.
Okay. Yeah. So while you do, yeah, you can do that. Relbin, do you want to try out the new gathering herbalism stuff
Yes.
while you're here? Okay.
Yes, I would.
So Glare, go ahead and make a tinkering check to see how well you do, and Relbin, go ahead and make a herbalism gathering check. And you're in the forest right now. So that's your wisdom plus proficiency. So basically anything you have wisdom proficiency.
So plus...
in.
Yeah, so basically like survival or something like that.
Yeah, basically survival.
Yeah.
You're just using a different... Ooh, okay, that's good enough. Alright, so... let's see. Go ahead and make one more, Relbin. I'm gonna let you do 2 rolls, basically.
Are the cards? Or dice?
Oh, hell yeah.
Wow.
You find... I'm gonna paste them into chat there. So... I actually pre-rolled these, so...
Nice.
You find those items. And so... for the purposes of this, make a... just make a normal survival check to see if you know what those are.
Okay.
And tell me what you got, because I'm looking at something else while I'm trying to find
12.
12, okay. Okay, so the Harada Leaf is a huge yellow leaf that you found like in the treetops, so you had to climb up to get it. And you know that they offer a euphoric state if made in the right way, but followed by a long period of recovery. And the user is like extremely weakened in an attribute after that. And then the elemental water is actually a very, very, very unique and rare material that can be used to brew potions. But you typically have to have a very skilled alchemist who can mix it with some other like rare herb that will make a potion that fits that. So it's like the base material you need to make a potion.
Okay. I'm gonna go find Glare.
Yep.
Glare,
What you got there?
I got some Harada leaves and some elemental water. The Harada leaves basically cause a euphoric feeling before severely weakening the whoever ingested them. And the
A minor
elemental,
steroid. Okay.
and the elemental water is used in a lot of potion making.
There's something I'm familiar with. Okay. I could probably use this for a few things.
All right. And I hand the stuff over to Claire.
Yes. So Glare, you think that with the Harada leaf, you're gonna want to write this stuff down too, by the way.
Yeah, I'm just realizing that.
For
I gotta
the-
make another Google Doc.
The Harada leaf can be used to modify a toxin base. So if you find something to be able to make a toxin out of, it could modify it potentially in some way. And you'll have to learn that when you make it. And then the elemental...
Modifies a toxin?
Yeah, it modifies a toxin, so you'll be able to make a poison. You'll be able to modify a poison with that leaf. And then the elemental water is the base for a potion. So you'll have to... You don't have anything yet that you think you could mix with elemental water, and you think it'd be pretty rare, but it's definitely something to hold on to. Like a magical potion, I mean. Like a magical enchantment.
Yeah. I got you.
So what? Excellent job. Alright. Jeff, Xena, do you two want to do anything while they're off crafting and gathering over there?
Foraging?
Foraging, yeah.
Well, I mean, like, so the wind is blowing and it's like hard to even see in front of us, or can we even see anything?
You can see. It's not a blizzard condition, but you can only see about 60 feet out. So after that, you cannot see anymore.
Okay.
But it's not as bad as when you fought the dragon.
Yeah. I mean, I personally want to stay where it's warm because I mean, we're just resting here before we get to the cabin, right? Like, there's no other reason for us to look around for anything unless with survival, am I able to help them at all with anything?
They seem to be good. You can try to help look for herbs, but you won't be able to add your proficiency modifier. But I will say, since you're a druid, you can just make a straight wisdom check and see if you can find
the woods. Like, where are they?
Yeah, they're out in the woods. Like, Relbin was climbing up trees and shit, trying to find stuff and digging around.
I guess I can, like, tend to the dogs because I have animal handling.
Yeah, sure. So you go up to the doggos.
And I'm just like tending to them, making sure their paws aren't frozen.
Oh.
And I like bring them closer to the heat area, and I'm just kind of like
I tell you, Perry, that thermal cube, when I saw it, I'm like, oh my god, I need this.
Right? Yeah, I'm just like making sure that they're warm and everything, and like I mean,
making sure they're happy moves.
I guess I'm just like gonna stay at the camp and watch over the dogs and keep watch, I guess, like make sure nobody tries to steal our stuff because we made camp here, right?
Yeah, you can also cook a trout if you'd like.
Oh, okay, how do I do that?
Well, so you are an expert culinarian, and
That's true.
Yeah, and so you've been cooking in Waterdeep for many months. So I'm gonna say, but this is different. Now you're cooking over an open bonfire. There's heavy winds here.
Yeah.
So you're going to need to make a... you have your spice pouch. So whatever spices you want to use, this magical spice pouch that Blair made for you such a long time ago. So how would you like to cook your fish? Tell me what kind of fish you're making here.
Yes. I'm going to make a seasoned fish with chives and dill and a little parsley.
Oh damn. Okay. Yeah.
This is why you bring a chef with you, folks.
Yes.
And I'm sprinkling it on there, and I also want to let's see how I want to do this. I also want to sprinkle some cookie crumbs over it because who doesn't love cookie crumbs on fish?
What the hell?
And because it's like obviously, and then I'm like gonna cook it over the fire and see how it goes.
All right, make a cooking check, which is going to be your wisdom plus proficiency. So for you, that's plus.
Where do I
6.
find this?
It's a 1d20 plus 6.
There's not a button you can just press to like when I do my tools, I basically just have to use my modifiers and do the proficiency bonus.
Oh wow, yeah. So you guys watch as Xena pulls out her trusty frying pan over the over the flame there and begins
Blair
sort of
flinches involuntarily.
sautéing this knucklehead trout after expertly like cutting it, filleting it. She's like Chef Morimoto over here, cutting off perfect fillets of this thing, putting them skin down. You hear it sizzle as the skin is beginning to crisp up underneath, and you're smelling this delicious, delicious meal as she's seasoning it, putting all the spices, and then finishing with crumbled up cookies on top.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to call it the crumbled cookie parsley. I don't know.
Crumbled cookie trout?
Yes.
Yeah.
Blair just leans over to Jeff, and this is why we didn't let her name the tavern.
Exactly the way you did.
I lean back to Glare and I say, you know, I used to be terrified,
I put a picture in our
but it's usually really good, so I'm still gonna try it.
Yeah. Who else is trying it? Is everybody trying it?
Blair will take a break and try it.
Yeah, that fucking fish.
Did you see my roll, by the way, Perry?
No.
I
The tinker check.
20.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I see it. Okay. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, you try you take a bite of this thing, and it is just exploding with flavor. Like, melts in your mouth. The fish is cooked perfectly. You know, it's moist, it's fresh, and man, the fish up here is really good. Like, she only used basic ingredients, but because it's so fresh, that was great. And the cookies actually somehow complement it. You're not sure how that's possible. Yeah.
I don't know how she does it, but there are times I wonder if she could have been a master alchemist.
She's a shadow demon, crazy ass cook. That's how.
You just see like materialization of a shadow spatula that I'm like flipping over, and like a shadow like tongs and stuff like that. I'm
And
just
then
like.
there's times I wonder if she's poisoning us all.
Just I'm like looking at her with glare. I'm just kinda like, yeah, every day.
So
Excellent.
now what?
Glare. So as you finish your tinkering, and you guys watch as Glare's got these like microscope glasses on, you know, like the tiny ones, and he's like inspecting this metal, right?
Out of all my abilities, I think one of my favorites is the ability to just summon a workbench wherever I want.
Yeah, and he's like working at this workbench, not a little bit further away after the meal, and so Glare, you come to the following conclusion. You think there definitely is a way to purify this thing.
Okay.
And you think it's going to require the type of magic that you're not good at.
Oh, great.
So you'd have to find some holy area or some sort of divine
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say that it's gonna
Thing.
be divine of some kind.
to purify this. But you do keep it in mind, and you just sort of put it away. But that's a really good clue, an important clue. So,
What I wanted to find out. Okay.
yeah.
Glare is scribbling down notes the whole time, and yeah, that's all I'm doing for the night.
Okay. All right. So you guys settle in for the evening. You get inside your tents, and does anyone? How do you guys do this? Do you guys have watch?
Yeah, we're gonna have to set up
Yeah.
a watch, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Glare will take the first watch, considering he's still taking down notes. And some of you bastards just have to meditate for a while anyways.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
All of you bastards just have to meditate. Wait a minute!
Glare's the only one who needs a full night's sleep. You know, if it makes more sense, you could be the one that gets the full night's sleep. Glare.
I guess that's true.
Me and Xena, we only need short rest anyway.
So does friggin'
Four-
Robin, he's in a lounge.
Yeah, 4 hours.
yeah.
The three of you
Yeah.
need 4 hours. You still need to, quote, rest. And what I mean by that is 4 hours is you sleeping, but you do need 4 more hours of, you know, chill time to complete a long rest. So it's not just the trance. But for purposes of, you know, being on a watch, it's actually really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glare just grumbles about L'Oreal's or morningness and just goes to bed.
I guess Xena will switch out one
I
will do
can
4 hours,
take-
the other do 4, or
Split it by 3.
probably- Okay, that's fine too.
Split it by 3. Okay. So
Yeah.
who's got the first watch?
I'll do the first watch,
Okay.
but while I'm watching, I'm also going to be using dancing lights to keep light up at the moonlights.
Okay. Yeah. So if you do that, you put it at the sort of the edge of your vision type of thing.
Just so that I can see if anything approaches the campsite before it gets right on top of us.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Oh,
You
yeah.
you don't see anything for your portion of the watch. You don't notice anything out of the ordinary. And so, who do you tag in for round 2?
I'll tag Reldon in.
Okay.
Alright.
So Relbin, Jeff sort of gets up, shakes you out of your, you're kind of done trancing by now, and he taps you on the shoulder to go.
Okay.
So go ahead and make a perception check for your portion of the night as you stand watch.
Part of the dice.
Okay. So, nothing happens in your portion of the night either. So do you tap Xena?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Xena, you are tapped on the shoulder by Relvin.
Fucker.
Oh no. Oh no.
No.
Of course.
Can I
What?
use lucky?
Yeah, you can.
Reroll.
Yeah, reroll. Go ahead. That's a whole lot better. This is why Lucky's fucking badass. Alright, Xena, you notice as everyone is sort
Like,
of...
wait. Like, whenever I use lucky or
Yeah,
whatever, I
yeah,
start
yeah.
to nod off, and then, like, the dogs, like, brush up against me and wake me up, and I'm like, oh!
And it's Kindle. It's Kindle, actually. And she's getting into shit.
I'm like, Kendall, get out of this.
She turns around and she like bares her fangs at you, and you think she's trying to bite you at first, but no, she's just fucking smiling at you like a weirdo.
God damn it. Kendall.
Oh my god.
But in the woods, you hear rustling. And you see, like, a short flash at the edge of your vision as if it's reflecting off of metal. And you hear sort of large footsteps, paw steps as well. And you begin to feel like you're being surrounded.
I go in the tent with Claire, and I'm like, Claire, get up. There's somebody out here. I don't know what's going on. And then I want to stealth. Well, I also go and wake the other ones up, but then I want to stealth.
Okay, everyone roll initiative.
Can I stealth? still?
Yeah, stealth.
Okay.
Alright.
There's a question. Will I have completed my long rest yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is like right at the end of the morning, basically, for the most part.
Okay, so I got all my spell slots back.
What the okay,
Yeah.
I'm cool with this. I'm really good tonight. I'm good with this.
Well, I woke Blair up because he's like, beefier, so I like woke him up first. If I didn't have time. And then I go into the shadows. After I wake everybody up.
Rogue noise.
I don't know if that's a good roll or not, but
Sorry, I'm still rolling. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Excellent. Okay, so, Jeff, you are the first one to act. Xena, what did you roll for stealth? 16?
16.
Okay. Okay. So, Jeff, you were the first one to act. You were shaken awake by Xena, and she puts up her hood as she's going around to wake everyone else up. As she sort of tells you that someone is nearby, you hear and you listen, and there are sort of these large paw prints, like large animals rustling in the bushes and trees nearby, and you hear the sharpening of spears, and then a war cry shouts out, and it's in a language you don't know. What do you do?
me neither.
Actually, let me check. Does anyone?
I don't if it's giant Or
No, it's like a tribal language.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Would it be orc?
No, it's not orc.
Okay.
Thank God.
Okay.
Thankfully for you, it's not orc. Okay.
I was
How wide is our encampment area? Like, how far is it to the tree line?
It is from where you're standing about 30 feet, 45, sometime between 30 feet and 50 feet, roughly, depending on which area you're
And
talking
then,
about.
is the sound just coming from all around us, or is it
All
coming from a
around.
certain
You
direction?
guys are circled.
Okay, so I'm going to. I'm going to hold an action for Eldritch Blast until I sight an enemy.
Okay. It doesn't take long, because next up, you watch as, why am I not, oh. Hold on. You watch as a figure emerges from the snow, or from the bushes nearby, up here to the north. And they will move roughly 25, 30. They'll move right up there. They'll move here, and then they will throw a spear at Relbin. So yeah, this spear sort of comes at you, Relbin, from the side. You turn to look, and it strikes you right in the shoulder. You take 3 points of piercing damage
Okay.
as it strikes you. Okay. Xena, you're up.
Where did it?
Oh, sorry. Do your Eldritch Blast, Jeff.
Yeah,
sorry.
I was gonna
Sorry.
say.
Do your Eldritch Blast.
Oh, okay.
And then Xena can go. Sorry, I forgot about the Eldritch Blast. Yeah, so you slash twice with your Eldritch Blast, forming this like X of crackling force energy, and these two blue lines form this X and split this person into 4 pieces as they cut through them.
Oh shit. Well then.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're dead. All right, Xena, you're up. One target just came out of the bushes and got deleted by Jeff, basically. What do you do?
Okay, jeez. Well,
She punches Glare to build the charges.
I,
Shit.
Doesn't work that way anymore. Thank
I
God.
know. It'd still be funny.
I guess can I hold my action for now? Too? Because
Yeah.
I don't see anybody else, right?
Yeah. But you can make a perception check to see if you can.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, with that you can. You see something really large to the east, and when you look with your elven eyes even closer, you see the head of a polar bear to the east. You're the only one that sees it, but it's freaking humongous. And it looks like that.
My people.
Yes. And you're about 60 feet away from it, though.
I guess I shadow step to it.
Bloop.
That's 60 feet.
Yep.
Holy fuck.
And then I am stealth. Remember, I'm stealth. I don't know if it saw me or not, but
It did
No.
not. So you are
Can
well.
I-
Yeah. So you do have advantage on these 2 strikes. So you can make 2 unarmed strikes if you'd like.
okay.
That's a hit on the bear. You punch the polar bear right in the face. Kapow! And then you sort of kick it. You kick it really hard in the stomach, and it growls. It's
Hey.
pissed. So yeah, but you heard it. But this is a large
I
creature.
did 2 attacks.
Yes.
So can I spend a key or no? Because I use Shadow Step, so I don't know.
Yeah, so because you use Shadow Step, you cannot use a key for your martial arts this time.
Okay.
Okay, you're good. So yeah, you are fighting this polar bear, and as it turns to you, Xena, this thing is huge. Like, up and close and personal with a polar bear, there's something inside you that feels some fear here. This is a large animal. It's got big fangs bearing down on you, just so you know. Okay, it is now the other polar bear's turn.
He said other polar bear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that the word other there.
Yeah, this one. Let's see, 40 feet movement. Let's see who it can actually reach here. Oh, hey, look who's in 40 feet. Oh, look who else is in 40 feet. All right, Relvin, it's coming for you.
Oh, F.
Big ass bear. And so this polar bear charges, coming out of the snow, galumphing towards you. Looks, this is what a polar bear looks like, guys, just so you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is going to try to bite you. But misses. You manage to duck underneath the bite. And then it's going to try to hit you with one of its claws. That one hits. And as it comes across and rakes you, deals 14 points of slashing damage as you were sort of knocked back a little bit, and you are bleeding like in your chest a little bit there.
Ooh.
From that swipe.
That's unpleasant.
Yes. That's that polar bear's turn. This person is going to appear out of the woods there, and they're going to move forward 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and they're just out of reach. And they're just going to try to throw... Does it not have reach? No, F. Okay, so they're going to try to throw a spear at you, Jeff. But...
I think halberds and lances have reach, but not spears, because they can be thrown.
The warrior has advantage on an attack roll against the creature if at least one warrior ally is in 5 feet. Okay, yeah, so it does have advantage here, because the polar bear. So, Jeff, you take 7 points of piercing damage as this spear flies at you and hits you right in the back. And it hits.
He does have higher AC now. Does that matter?
It's 22 to hit.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that high.
Yeah.
You said 7 points?
7 points of piercing damage as you're struck in the back by the spear. Glare, it's your turn. There's a big-ass polar bear on Relbin.
Glaire's gonna throw a frag wreck at the little guy.
Okay. He pulls out his mace that's glowing with this sun-like core and has these spinning gears and stuff around it. Throws it at the spear user, and it hits. Direct hit right in the face. Kills them on impact. Just crushes their skull and comes back to you.
I'm gonna come over to the polar bear, and I'm gonna try to thunder punch it.
Okay, so as it's flying back to you like a boomerang, your mace, you go up, you charge up your fist, and punch the bear. Yeah, that hits, definitely. Okay, and you strike it.
So the target has disadvantage on any attacks that do not include me now.
Oh, wow, okay, awesome. So the bear is a little bit in shock as you seem to have hit it in a bad spot there.
I see what you did there.
Indeed.
Come on!
Okay, first of all, I'm going to use my bonus action.
Wait, it's not your turn, is it? Wait, what?
Oh, it is. He's after mine. I think, unless there's other things here.
There's other things here.
Okay.
Oh,
don't worry.
Okay. I just saw the turn counter go to me.
Yeah. Oh, no. It's by far not your turn yet.
Oh.
There's other things.
Excellent.
Yes. So this guy has 30 feet of movement. Let's see how far he can go here. So. Oh, excellent news. Excellent news.
If it's a caster, I'm going to be really pissed.
This time you watch as a large man wielding a great axe has arrived on the field. Actually, let me double check the range. Oh, that's fine. Anyway, he's going to rush up. This large man wielding a great axe lets out a war cry and charges at you all, wearing like furred, like he definitely looks like a nomadic, like someone from a nomadic tribe, and wielding this great axe, he is going to try to go for you Relbin. You take 13 points of slashing damage. Wait, actually, does he have? What's your AC? Sorry.
15.
Okay, he misses the first one. Thank God. So he misses his first strike, but he's gonna come around with another one on you. Two-handed. 16 to hit. Alright, so this time you take 22 points of slashing damage as he hits you two-handed. This dude is big as hell. And he strikes you, and you are now looking pretty hurt as you're taking these blows from a polar bear and a giant dude with a battle axe using it 2 hands. He's going to go for one more hit on you. 15 to hit. Yep. So...
oh, Jesus.
Okay. You take 13 points of slashing damage.
That is just enough to put me down.
Oh.
Alright.
Okay. Relbin is down on the ground in the snow. Cold.
Well, no, not really, because he's around the thermal cube.
Sure. Okay, this...
This the ring of warmth.
God damn it.
Yeah.
God damn it, guys. God damn it. Alright, this other nomadic person is going to charge up 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, and they're going to try to spear you in the back, Jeff. They have advantage because of pack tactics, but it's not enough. They try to spear you in the back, but Glaire's newly enchanted breastplate blocks it. Dink! That's enough of that.
Glare kind of smirks a little bit.
Yes. And then this person, 5, 10, 20, 25. Actually, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. It's going to try to stab you, Glare. What am I doing here? Pack tactics. Unfortunately, Glare, you just sort of grab the spear. Relbin, make a death saving throw.
Alright. Can't do that from roll the beyond 20, so I'm gonna do it.
Can't.
Okay, fail. One fail for Relbin. Okay, this person is going to go 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. And they can't reach you all, but they will throw the spear at Jeff. Pack Tactics is a hit. So, Jeff, the spear strikes you in the back shoulder. You take 5 points of piercing damage as you all are just kind of getting whittled down by all these little mooks here. There's more, don't worry. This one is going to move up to you, Xena, from the north. She's going to try to spear you. But you just sort of ninja duck out of the way, taking no damage. This one is going to move about here, and it's going to try to throw one at you, Glare. Doesn't hit, even with a 20 with Pack Tactics because of your armor.
Oh, thank God for that +1.
30, and then this one's going to also throw at you, Glare, and it misses. Alright, so now it's the polar bear on you, Xena. The polar bear is going to turn to you. What is going on? Okay. The polar bear is going to turn to you and try to hit you with its bite attack. 15 to hit, so you manage to dodge out of the way of the bite as it snaps with the huge jaw, and then it comes at you with its right claw, which doesn't roll for some reason. 21 to hit, so this time you are unable to dodge as the right claw comes down, dealing 9 slashing damage to you, as it sort of hits you right in the shoulder there, causing a big scratch mark. Okay. Jeff, it's your turn.
Okay, I have an out-of-character mechanical question to ask first.
Sure.
So if I'm using an ability that has like an AoE range, if Relbin is down, will he take any kind of damage or negative effect from it? If it's just a damaging
Yes,
spell?
he will.
It'll hurt a lot.
Yeah.
It forces another death save, doesn't it? Or I'm not sure.
It's
if I-
a failed auto fail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna hold my ground.
If you wanted to cross step out of there, Glare probably won't mind taking a hit right now.
No. I was gonna ice step and take you with me.
Do
But
it.
if I'm gonna hit Relvin, I can't. I don't want to kill him. So.
Shoot. I just realized something. Are these people humanoids?
They are, yeah. Except the
Okay.
bears.
Okay.
I am going to turn and I'm gonna throw Eldritch Blast at the one behind me.
Okay.
That's my action.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that up. Okay, first one hits. You strike hard, and the person is completely bloodied. They look like they're on their last leg just from that one Eldritch Blast. This blue crackling beam of energy that strikes them directly. The second one slices their head clean off.
And as that happens, I'm gonna use my hand to pull their spirit out of their body.
Oh.
Creepy.
Yeah. Arthas
Bring my specter
coming
into
back.
living.
Okay, so in Arthas style, a specter rises from. He points his hand at that one he just slew, and a specter rises in its place. I'm gonna have it just go on your initiative for the purposes of this. So where would you like it to go? As this
And then I'm gonna have it
spirit
move
rises
to the one that's southwest of me.
southwest, so like this guy here.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll for the Spectre. That hits. Go and roll damage. So, Spectre sort of floats over to this person, and the person looks bewildered as he looks at the spirit, and their eyes widen, and it sucks out the life of this person, completely draining their entire essence. And you watch as they seem to age like 100 years in like 1 second before you crumble into a pile of skin and bones and just die.
There are times that both you and Xeno worry me.
I just chuckle a little bit as I turn to face the polar bear with him.
Oh shit. Xena,
Wait, what's the status on Relvin? Like, he's just laying there?
he's
down.
unconscious
He's down
on the
right now.
ground.
What does that mean, though, mechanically? Like, he has to roll, or what?
He has to roll.
if he-
My turn.
Huh?
Oh, I'll go
I
ahead
didn't
and
hear.
say. I'll go ahead and say. On his turn, he has to make death saving throws. If he gets 3 fails in a row, he dies, like dead. But right now, he's just unconscious, sort of fighting for survival. If he gets healed by anything, even 1 hit point, he's fine. Or if he gets stabilized. So he either has to succeed 3 times, which means he auto stabilizes, or if he fails 3 times first, he dies.
Or one of us gets him healed before
Exactly.
he has.
Exactly. And on that note, Xena, it's your turn.
Great. So, I'm going to try to... let's see here. I'm gonna try to hit the human thing.
Okay, go for it. Oh yeah,
And
that
I
hits.
wanna try to. Can I also spend a key to do stunning strike to it?
Yeah, but let's see how much damage it does. They do look pretty weak, by the way.
Oh.
Because like Jeff's been taking them out left and right, so your character would know. Yeah, so you punch her once, and she almost looks dead from just that one strike. She's like,
okay.
yeah, she's like completely bloodied. You've broken her rib cage with that one hit. Oh yeah, second hit, yeah. So this time you go for a low kick, completely snap her leg. She cries out in pain before falling to the ground, dead.
Okay. And And then I saw my bonus action.
Yes.
So, I guess I will summon my Shadow Blade.
Okay, so you guys, what weapon would you like to create to fight this polar bear with?
I want one of those, like, you know, those tongs that you used to cook barbecue with? Like, they have the two skewer, the two, like, things on.
Yeah.
The thing that every polar bear fears.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're called grilling tongs, by the
That
way.
thing.
You summon a long pair of grilling tongs with a rubber grip at the end because it's cold, you know, and you've got it ready, and you just get in a stance to fight this polar bear with the shadow tongs.
Shadow tongs.
Yeah. So shadow tongs. This polar bear is angry. It is going to attack you, Glare.
Yeah.
It's gonna bite you. 22 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
Before it does another attack.
Yep.
Let me read this.
So the bear chomps down on you, getting right in between.
After being hit by a melee attack, it expends one shield to charge to push the attacker up to 15 feet away.
So it bites down on your, it bites down on your shoulder with its jaws, and then this sort of forceful like thing opens up on your armor and just shoots out at it with like a cannon and knocks it back. How far?
15 feet, up to 15 feet.
Oh, okay. So it actually knocks the polar bear back into this person. I'm gonna have him try to make a dexterity saving throw to get out of the way. Okay, he does manage to get out of the way. He just jumps over to the side as the polar bear gets pushed back 15 feet. Does it take
how
any
much damage do I take?
You take 11
Oh,
points.
it doesn't take damage. 11? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's going to charge at you again.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
And it's going to try to claw you as it's pissed off. 18 to hit, though.
Yes.
So this time you block it with your shield, this giant paw. And it's your turn.
Okay. I'm going to reach down on Relvin and cast Cure Wounds.
Yes. Excellent job.
9 health.
Nice.
And can I stand over top of him and try to take hits for him? As he's down?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just have to remember
Alright.
that you're there. So
Okay,
you just
cool.
try to, like, cover over
Yeah.
him? Okay.
Glare steps over top of him and says, "Get behind me!"
Okay. So he's on the ground, so I'm saying you're standing over him? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Okay.
Okay, so this guy, this big, large man, the one that took out...
As a bonus action, I would like to use my defensive barrier too.
Oh, yeah, okay, so you get your 5 hit points as you get your barrier up. And this large man with a battle axe sort of snorts
I
and
think it's
laughs.
actually more than that now.
Yeah, I think it's your
My level.
artificial level. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's going to try to hit you with his battle axe. And so he's going to do two-handed on you, Glare. Oh, no! God. Damn. Okay.
I take it that's a crit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a crit. So you take... Oh, that's so much. You take 29 points of slashing damage as he crits you with that first strike. Right in the neck, shoulder area. It hurts really bad. He's going to go again. Oh my god. 22 to hit.
That hits.
13 points of slashing damage.
I'm down.
Oh my god. And then he's gonna throw a... so he's gonna try to then throw a javelin at you, Jeff. For 6 points of piercing damage. So this guy is clearly a very seasoned warrior. Okay. Damn. This warrior below you, Jeff, is going to try to hit you with a spear. Two-handed with pack tactics. Oh my god, a crit again. Oh my god. I'm so sorry, you guys. Jeff, you take 4 points of piercing damage as the warrior stabs you right in the chest. Oh. Alright. I know. Relbin, you're up.
Shoot.
I'm rolling like a demon.
Yeah, and I want to cast 2 spells this turn. Unfortunately, I can only cast 1, and I cantrip.
Yeah. What are you doing?
First of all, I'm going to Healing Word at 2nd level, Glare.
Okay, go ahead and roll the healing word.
Who got Roman up?
Glare. Got him
okay.
up. Okay. So you speak these sylvan words, Relbin, and as you do, these little small fairies begin dancing around Glare's body, and he is now up and breathing. Glare, you and you're just sort of laying next to Relbin on the ground.
Good. Okay. I can work with this now.
Okay, next I'm going to use my action to wild shape into an ape.
Okay. I unfortunately didn't keep the normal ape, but let me just. What is the hit points on that?
19.
Okay. I'm just gonna pull this guy out. Okay, so 19 HP. And what's the AC?
The AC is 12.
Okay. All right. So for the purposes of this, I'm gonna put him here, but he's in your spot. But we just got him right there on the map. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't want to move. Actually, I am gonna risk moving.
Okay, you will trigger 2 attacks of opportunity.
Yep.
Okay. So he's gonna.
No, but I found these results on search.
What? Google. Google no. Okay. He's gonna try to hit you with the battle axe.
Mm-hmm.
You take 6 points of slashing damage from the big guy, and then the polar bear is gonna try to hit you as well with a bite for 7 points of piercing damage.
So 13 total?
13 total.
Okay, I got 6 points left.
Okay. And how far are you going?
There.
Okay. So we'll put the ape next to you, but it's in your spot. Okay. This guy is going to move up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, up to you, Jeff. And it's going to try to hit you in the back with a spear. 17 to hit.
No good.
No good. You block it with your shield. Okay. This guy is going to move up to Glare and try to hit you with the spear. 19 to hit.
That actually misses.
Yeah, so you block. You just kind of grab it with your hand. It's now the polar bear's turn that's on you, Xena. It's going to try to go for a bite. 22 to hit, so you suffer 7 piercing damage as it bites you in like the stomach area now. It clamps down, and then it's going to try to slash you with its claws. 24 to hit, so 12 slashing damage as the bear rakes across you. So that's a total of 19 points of damage to you, Xena. Jeff, you're up.
Alright. Here we fucking go. So I'm gonna step 5 feet right here in front of Glare.
You will trigger 1 attack of opportunity if you do that.
That's okay.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Okay. It's gonna do a spear attack on you as you try to step away. It's gonna try to get you in like the back of the leg, but you sort of step quickly and it doesn't hit you.
And then I'm gonna say, close your eyes and hold your breath. I'm gonna grab a hold of Glare. Wait, what? And I'm gonna thunder step with he and I all the way back to here.
Hell yeah. Okay, so what is the radius on that?
That is a 10-foot radius.
That's gonna get everybody. Okay.
Everybody except for my Spectre.
Yes. That's awesome. Alright, and that's a Constitution save? Or is it Dex?
Yeah, 18 Constitution save.
Okay. Fail. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Okay. So at 4th level, that is a 4d10.
Damn.
Fail.
What is this spell?
Oh man, this is gonna look badass. Okay, let me see
I'm
if
gonna kill like 3 of them.
let me see if the polar bear is actually not immune to cold, or it's not resistant to cold either.
Really?
What about this guy? Yeah, none of them are resistant to cold. Okay, so 22 points of damage. Okay, wow. So this is what happens. Glare. Jeff suddenly grabs your hand, and as he does so, he takes his foot sort of charges up, and you watch as the snow and ice in the air and from the ground forms around his leg, and as he stomps down in his step, it unleashes these icicles, these magical icicles and other shards that split out in a 10-foot radius and strike into the chests, head, necks, legs, arms, everything of all the people around you, and forms this giant frost nova that comes out. And 3 of these people are straight up dead as they're struck by this.
Damn.
The bear took the full brunt of the 22 points of damage. It's still up, but it's looking very bloodied. And the large man manages to withstand a lot of it. He sort of flexes his muscles as he tries to bear it down. He grits his teeth, and you watch this like murderous rage in his eyes as he smiles.
Remember, Glare comes with me too, though.
Yeah, Glare comes with you, so you are with Jeff back here. Glare, no. Also, you have your Spectre. So, what would you like it to do?
I'm just gonna move up to the bear, see if I can't smack him. I like slap Glare on the shoulder. I'm like, "You okay?"
That's new.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Focus.
Yeah, just barely misses the giant polar bear as it goes slowly. Misses the bear.
Mumble down there by slow ass Spectre.
Yes. Okay, Xena, you're up.
With my...
You have advantage.
Bongs.
I did put a thing on your sheet, by the way. You have to scroll down a bit, but Shadowblade is on there now.
Is that it?
The hell?
2D plus...
That's...
I tried to
Oh.
click it, but I don't know.
Oh, roll another, no, we just add 3.
Plus 4.
Yeah, we add,
I'm just gonna do it manually from now on, because I don't know how this works.
Okay.
With the macros.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, you got it.
So what do I do?
So, it's actually supposed to be 2d8 plus 3. We've been kind of doing it wrong this whole time, and I just did the math earlier today. But it does take 8 points of psychic damage on the first hit as you carve into it with the tongs. Go ahead and roll again with advantage. Yep. So we're just going to add... there we go. 15 points of damage this time. You strike into it with the tongs. The tongs don't actually pierce the creature, but where they pierce, you watch as it sort of begins to decay, and you watch in the bear's ears and eyes begin to bleed as well as it's taking damage here. It is very, very hurt. Very hurt.
Okay. And then, am I able to hit it again?
Yes,
or no?
you can do an unarmed strike with your bonus action. That hits, just barely hits, but yeah, so you strike the bear in the stomach, and it sort of falls to the ground. Dead. Good job. You still have your movement if you'd like to move anywhere.
I'm gonna move closer to them, but I don't know how far that is.
Okay, so you can sort of. Do you want to get behind? Do you want to get like near Relband in ape form?
I will just move.
You can move 50 feet with your movement, so each square is 5 feet.
I guess right here in front of him, because he's like a healer or whatever, even though I'm probably gonna die.
Okay. The polar bear is going to charge. It's going to risk an attack of opportunity from the Spectre, so go ahead and make an attack roll with the Spectre.
Okay.
Yeah. It hits, so go ahead and roll damage. The polar bear's trying to rush through. So yeah, the polar bear tries to rush through, but the Spectre reaches out and drains the last bit of life from the polar bear before it's able to reach you, Xena. And you watch as this charging polar bear that was going right for you withers and decays as its fur sort of goes dark and gray, and it sort of crumbles into like a polar bear skeleton with skin on it as the Spectre just deletes its ass, basically. Alright, there's one target left. Glare, you're up. And he is the only thing between you and your friends. What do you do?
Out of curiosity, what does his axe look like it's made out of?
It just looks like a normal battle axe.
I don't suppose most of it is made of metal?
It is made of metal, yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, I'll say it's made of metal, yeah. Hate metal. Yeah, boy.
Choose a manufactured metal object, such as a metal weapon or a metal suit of armor. You cause the object to glow red hot. Any creature in physical contact with the object takes 2d8 fire damage when you cast the spell.
Okay, go ahead. So you watch as the steel on the metal begins to heat up, and it's burning his hand. He's holding on to it, and he yells out a growl, and he continues gripping it.
Until the spell ends, you can use a bonus action each of your subsequent turns to cause this damage again. If it takes damage, it must succeed a Constitution saving throw or drop the object if it can.
Okay. He's gonna charge you, Glare. 10, 15.
I would have moved first too.
Oh, okay.
Trying to get in front. Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna charge you. He has disadvantage, but he doesn't give a shit. He's gonna try to hit you with the battle axe. First one is a miss as you block it. He's gripping this heated battle axe as hard as he can. He's gonna go for another swing. Miss as you keep blocking it with this battle axe. His swings are becoming more sluggish as he's having to grip onto this heated battle axe now. He's gonna go for one more. Misses. However, he's at 59 plus 15, 64, 74. You watch as he sort of begins to pant as he's getting into this right now, and some of his wounds like begin to like heal up a bit. Okay, that's it for his turn. Relbin, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to bonus action.
Yep.
Return to my normal shape.
Okay.
And I'm going to, at 4th level, cast Summon Fae.
Oh baby, what are you summoning?
A satyr.
Satyr. Okay.
Let's put it right here.
Let's say it looks something like this.
I'm commanded to use it's in fuming. Actually, let me make sure I get this right. It is in fuming mode.
Okay. It is pissed. Fuming mode. Activate. So you watch as this satyr appears in the spot there, as these dancing golden lights begin to form this creature that's at the bottom half like a goat, and then at the top half human with these horned ram like horns. And what's it do?
I command it to face step to it,
Boop.
to the guy, and attack.
All right, go ahead and roll an attack for this.
It gets advantage on this attack.
Okay,
Just the first one.
go ahead.
Crit.
Okay, yeah, that's a critical hit. Go ahead and roll double dice on this hit. So you watch as the satyr, we'll say it's wielding a sword, charges at this guy and stabs him right in the side. He didn't expect this attack coming from out of nowhere.
Is that a satyr?
Oh my god.
And it's got these like glowing, like almost like fiery particles dancing off of it. It's kind of beautiful.
I'm not the only one with tricks up my sleeve.
No.
Can I roll multiple types of dice in the same roll?
Yeah, you can do like R
Is
or
a way,
one
yeah.
1d whatever plus 1d whatever plus 1d whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is...
I know, this is where we get into math, and math is
Yeah.
the true enemy of Dungeons and Dragons.
I like that part though.
You would.
Yeah.
You would like the math.
It's fun.
Blair.
Okay, the first set. First two.
I'm sorry.
Stabs into him in a critical location, right in the ribs for 22 points of damage. Oh,
The
man.
first half is magical piercing. The second half is force damage.
Sure, yeah, he doesn't resist any of that, so
Okay.
right in there, he howls out in pain.
Wow.
And I get to attack again.
Go for it.
No advantage.
Okay, go for it. That hits. Roll damage. Alright, so the satyr with its magically enchanted, almost fiery looking blade stabs into him again, dealing another severe blow, cutting into the large man. He is not quite bloodied. Yes.
Since I figured this was a hardy.
Yeah. Jeff, you're up.
All right, here we go. I'm just gonna double look last.
He'll just be rabbit.
Arrow.
Rabbit. Both of those hit, so you slash your sword twice. Again, forming the signature Jeff X, as it these two blue crackling beams of energy slash into this guy straight dead on, forcefully knocking him back a few inches. He is bloodied at this point and looking very injured. Oh, your Spectre. Go ahead and roll for your Spectre. The Spectre misses, unfortunately, as it slowly and gingerly floats over, swipes, but he dodges out of the way, now, like, panicking a little bit. Xena, you're up.
Come on, finish that bastard.
That hits. Roll damage. So you come at him with the tongs ready. You snap him.
Yep.
How do you want to do this?
You're fucking killing a dude with a fucking tongs, Jesus Christ.
I just like run up and I'm like, ah, and I'm screaming. I just like jump up and just like come down on him with the tongs, like facing downward in his chest.
So yeah, you leap up like several feet into the air and stab these tongs right into his chest. And as you do so, your eyes turn that black again, and you grin as you dig them deep into his chest. And he dies.
Right. Okay. I'm going back to sleep. And Glare just kind of falls over backwards.
Yeah,
That was something.
I'm gonna use
Like-
my.
Loot them.
Yeah.
Make a, well, whoever wants to, whoever wants
Whoever's better at it, because I don't care.
to, make an,
Blair-
make,
Glare grumbles a little bit and decides to see if that axe was magical and try.
yeah, make an
That-
investigation check. I'll say with advantage since you're getting help from everyone. But as you all search this, basically war scene at this point, there's a lot here. Like this whole area is now tainted in crimson. Blood is everywhere. You've literally slaughtered like over 10 people plus 2 giant polar bears. So go ahead and make an investigation check with advantage, Claire, to see what you can find.
This wasn't in the tour guide, I'm just saying. Investigation.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Most of them don't have anything of value. Most of them are using like really crappy javelins and spears that are of rudimentary make, non-magical, all wearing hide armor, not even that useful. However, you do find something that it looks very pristine and magical on the big guy, and it's a fishing hook.
I guess I will take the time to identify it.
Okay. Let me make sure I got the name of this thing right. But it should be called like, just type in Fisher in the thing. It's called the Hook of Fisher's Delight. So you take 10 minutes to identify the Hook of Fisher's Delight.
This tiny silverfish hook has a gold feather attached to it for its function. A feather hook must be tied at the each. Wait. And immersed in enough water to fill at least a 10-foot cube. At the end of an uninterrupted hour of immersion, roll a d6. On a 6, a floppy 6-inch magical fish appears at the end of the hook. Wait, so you don't even need to have a lake for this thing?
Just need enough water to put a fish in, I guess.
A 10-foot cube.
Yeah.
Good way to get extra provisions.
Wow. So on a 6, you get a fish with and you have to roll a d20 to determine what kind of fish it is. It can either be a tasty fish that provides a day's worth of nourishment to one creature that eats it. It loses the property and rots if it's not eaten within 24 hours, so kind of like a good berry. It could also be... Once removed from the hook, this awful tasting fish can be thrown up to 120 feet, targeting a creature the thrower sees. They must succeed a DC 15 strength check or be knocked prone.
Oh, yes.
Or it could be... Wait, what? When you release this fish from the hook, it sprouts wings and follows you around, singing a beautiful tune in Aquan. It disappears after 2d4 hours when it's reduced to 0 hit points. Or the last one. Oh Jesus! A tasty fish that provides a day's worth of nourishment, and it also grants 2d10 temporary hit points to the creature that eats it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I have added it. I can definitely... Technically, it doesn't need to actually be used by the fishers either. If we find a body of water, we can just immerse it in the water. And we still need a fishing hook for it, though. Damn.
Okay. So...
Oh, well.
by the way, you finished your long rest before that fight, just so you know.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to take a short rest to get my friggin' health back.
Are we gonna short rest or are we gonna keep going?
Yeah,
Short
and I
rest.
mean, like, we don't even
Glare
we're in a
definitely-
hurry.
Glare definitely needs a short rest. I have 8 health left.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. The rest
I
because I
only-
can keep the specter.
So how do we do a short rest? Puts us back at full or what?
No, I'm gonna have to use hit
No,
dice.
so you have 7 hit die now, and you can roll as many of them as you want. It's going to be, for you, Xena, a 1d8 plus your Constitution modifier. So
I'm gonna use 4.
For
so
you,
4d8
it's
plus 4.
1d8 plus 2 for each one you want to use up.
I'm just gonna use 2 since I'm only 15 down.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that'll heal you for 6, and you can use as many as you want. You have 7 total for the day that you can use. I would try to stop, try to guess to stop, when you're nearing your full HP.
I'm 6 points.
Well, I'm nowhere near with that roll. I'm just over bloodied.
Yeah, you guys have 78 now, so...
Yeah, I might have to. I used 4 there. I guess I might use another one.
Is there anything you want to do while you rest? It's a whole hour of rest, so... I don't, by the way, the herbalism and everything does not count against your short rest. You could also potentially try to harvest any meat from the polar bears. I will say that the one that was killed by the specter is irreparable.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
I can try to cut up the other one.
You could try to cut up the other one.
Survival or what? Or
Yeah,
or culinary or
So, it would be the same. So go ahead and roll survival check.
Okay, I'll assist.
Okay, if you're assisting, then she does amazing. So, Relbin, you help Xena cut up the polar bear. Let me make a roll real quick just to see how much usable shit you get. You get roughly about, with all the injuries and stuff, you get about 20 pounds worth of good meat out of the polar bear. You're going to have to find some way to store it it is really cold out, so you could keep it for a few days, but you could elongate the shelf life by, you know, salting it, smoking it, stuff like that later, Xena, if you'd like.
Okay.
But you'll have to cook it later.
So do I list it as rations, or what do I list it as?
Just list it as, yeah, just list it as rations and put like 20. And we'll try to remember that you have 20 pounds of polar bear meat.
Okay.
You can also put it in the notes section of your D&D Beyond. There's a notes section, and you can just set, like, add it in the other area if you find that easier to remember.
Well, it looks like I already have 20 pounds of rations in my inventory, so do I just remove those or
Just keep them.
leave them?
Yeah, just
Okay.
leave them. Okay. Cool.
And then put 20 pounds of polar bear meat in the note section?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to try to harvest any fur
Yes.
to make boots with?
You know
Yes.
what Glaire's probably going to do during this time?
Okay.
Can I try to make a rudimentary fishing pole with what supplies I have?
Sure. Yeah, make a tinker check, and Xena make another survival check, probably aided by Relbin again.
Yep.
So make another survival check with advantage. See how... Oh, yeah, you get all the fur. All the fur. You get the whole fur.
God.
Whole fur. Yeah, you struggle really hard. You actually break the pole. You get pissed off.
Throw it on the
injured,
ground.
Step on it. Hate it. You get a splinter in your foot.
Take a d6 damage.
No.
Get
no.
knocked out.
No. Dragon shows up. No. No, you're fine. Other than the splinter.
Yeah.
So yeah, Xena, you get the full pelt.
Okay.
You have a whole intact, pristine polar bear
I fold
pelt.
it, put it away.
Yes. Okay.
Pack up the dogs and everything. I like start packing the sleds and
Okay. All right. So you continue your push to the black cabin then?
the 20 pounds of rations that I have could be like all the ingredients I brought with me from Waterdeep for cookies, like the flour and stuff, because like they don't sell that here.
Yeah.
So that could be why I have cookies now.
Yes. Exactly.
Like flour and all that.
I just figured you
sugar.
produced them out of the aether at this point. Special Xena only spell make cookie.
Well, that's the spices.
All right. I'm going to move you all minus the Fey creature to this new area, if you don't mind. Copy. Copy paste is your friend. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put you in normal walking order here as best as I can. All right. So, you continue your journey to the north through the Lonely Wood and beyond, and you reach this area, which I will tell you about in one moment. Okay. So, as you approach... Hold on, I need to get the ambiance going here. Let's get the ambiance going.
That one sells.
I'll
Okay.
probably take some time as we go in to do
And-
detect magic too.
And I have an advantage because the cloak. 25 to stealth.
All right, so
As
Xena,
I
you stealth as you approach this cabin, and so perched on this on the edge of a snowy ridge above a deep gorge is a black lodge on wooden stilts. Whatever path might have led to this ramshackle retreat lies buried under snow. Icy steps climb to a snow-covered walkway that clings to the south side of the structure. The building's slumped posture and sagging snow-covered roof, coupled with the broken windows and loose, flapping shutters, suggest utter abandonment. Large snowdrifts huddle around the rotting stilts and engulf a nearby woodshed and outhouse. Only the wind visits this sinister place. What do you do?
I'm
Well,
going to do detect magic quickly.
I'm gonna walk around the house, like the outside area, to like look for anything while stealth.
Okay, make a perception check. Glare, your ritual casting your detect magic.
Yep, please.
All right, so
Give me a
Xena,
minute here.
you're stealthing as best you can, like around the
Like
edge.
around, like the house. Not, yeah, like.
Like, yeah, I'm just taking you around.
Yeah.
Like this. You're sort of going around. Eventually, you reach a point where you can see through the window into one of the rooms here, and you could easily jump through this window. It's broken and busted. The window is, and when you look inside, you see that this appears to be a workshop of some type. Looks like someplace Glare would set up shop, right? There's all sorts of smith's tools, hammers, tinkering tools that are spread across a wooden table that you can
founder base
directly sit. Yeah, and there's some twisted bits of metal in there, and that's all you can see from this angle. And everything is sort of covered with a layer of frost.
If I'm stealth, am I able to like jump through the window and grab those tools, or am I not able to?
Yeah, you can. You like to do that?
Okay.
Yeah. So
like it doesn't break my stealth or anything.
No.
Okay, yeah.
You jump in
and
and
try to
you
snatch those tools.
Yeah, you have no problem
Backpack.
snatching some of the tools. Also in this room, you see that there's a bookcase on the north wall. But you grab them, and what do?
Well, I walk up to the bookshelf.
Okay.
I'm still stealth.
Yeah. You don't see anything important in the bookshelf. Just sort of like scraps of paper and other just nasty bits in there. This place isn't very clean.
Is there like a door, or like that's the only way in is to climb through the window?
The only door that you see, you would think leads out to the wooden walkway that you saw earlier. It's like there was like a wooden walkway with like these boards, and some of the boards were broken and had fell, but there's a door that leads to the outside from this room. And there's also a window that you can look out of, and as you look out the window, you see that gorge to the west.
I climb back out the window and keep walking along the outside of the house to like continue checking the outside parameter.
Okay, you move up a little more to another room, and in this room, looks like it contains a fireplace, and you can see the bookcases, 2 empty bookcases, and you see that tacked on some of the walls and strewn across the floor are these frost-covered footprints. And then face down on the floor, you see one of the blueprints. Make a perception check to see if you can see what's on that blueprint. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, you can, with your elven eyes, you can tell with perfect clarity that it appears to look like a tiny man made of clay. But you don't know what that means. It just looks like a clay man blueprint. But since you're not trained in Arcana, you have no idea what the fuck that means. You just know it looks like a clay man on a blueprint sheet.
That's really odd.
There's a clay. Wait, so I look in and I see what? What else did you say? I saw
So you see
another bookshelf.
No. You see, yeah, you do see empty bookcases, but you see frost-covered blueprints on the floor. And on one of the blueprints, you see what appears to be a tiny man made of clay on the blueprint.
Okay. Well, does the footprints look recent, or can I not tell that?
There's the footprints or the blueprints. There's no footprints that you see.
Oh, I thought you said that there were footprints.
Just blueprints.
Blueprints.
Correct.
Okay. Well, am I able to crawl through that window and get them too?
Yeah, you grab the blueprint.
Okay.
In this room, you see a door to the north. And by now, Glare, your detect magic's probably good to go.
I just feel like I'm a rogue right now. I'm like snatch.
You're just snatching everything as you go.
Snatching everything.
All right, I guess we'll approach the door. I don't think I've noticed that Xena's gone at this point.
Yeah, so you don't... Xena's gone around the side of the building. There is a way up. You could, like, take the stairs up. There's also a small outhouse near you, as well as... yeah, just a small outhouse right next to you. And a shed.
Oh, good. Well, I guess go up and examine the door first.
To the outhouse or to the main building?
To the main house. I'm not going to bother with the outhouse yet.
Okay. So, yeah, so you'd have to go up these stairs. It's like a wooden walkway. So, yeah, you continue, you go up the stairs, and then you reach a point up here around the corner. Did the rest of you follow him, by the way? Jeff and Relbin? Okay, so the two of you follow. And you see that as you're making your way up there, there's a 4-foot wide gap in the walkway, but you all easily leap across it. It's not very very far. Now, so Glare, there's a door to your right as you make your way up there.
Glare knocks on the door.
There's no answer.
Glare kind of gives a look to Jeff, kind of like almost asking for information.
I say, okay.
Glare kicks on the door.
Yeah, you.
Where am I at when I hear the?
You're back outside the window here, so you can move down and meet them if you'd like.
No, I wanted to stay inside.
Okay,
I didn't want to go back out.
Okay, so you're still inside up here. So you heard it like to the south. You hear this.
There's a door. There's a door around me, right?
Yeah, there's a door straight ahead of you.
Okay. Do I hear their voices?
Anybody home?
Yeah, you hear Glare through the wall behind you.
Okay, I'm like, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to be on stealth, but I know it's them at least.
Yeah. So yeah, Glare, you see that this is clearly a workshop of some kind, though a lot of the tools have been taken.
Call it in Gnomish. I call it in Gnomish. Hello, anyone there?
No response.
I guess I'll step into the room and kind of glance around. How I'm gonna detective mode now. I'm gonna see if it looks like anyone's been through here for a while.
Make an investigation check. Oh wow.
You know, in the hallway while he does that.
Okay. So you don't notice that anyone has been here in a very long time. This is clearly an abandoned workshop. The only real thing on the table is some twisted metal and just sort of useless items. There's nothing in here to indicate, at least in this room, that what happened in this place.
Since he rolls so high, you would probably see the dust has been moved by me by taking.
Yeah, you do see that. You do see that someone very recently has grabbed the shit in here.
Someone's been in here recently and they stole all the tools and they left through the window.
Yes. That's exactly.
Exactly.
That's what happened.
Be on your guard. Someone could be in here.
Oh shit. God damn.
Okay.
They could be in the house. Oh my god.
Alright. Xena, you continue your
I go out the
romping.
only door there is.
Yeah.
I'm still stout.
You see there's another window directly to your right, but it just leads out where you would imagine it would lead. And there's another door directly in front of you, a little bit to the left, I suppose.
I roll to check for traps on the door.
Yeah, make a perception check. Yeah, you don't think it's trapped.
Well, can I, like, if I shadow step, that means I won't, or can I stealth through, or if I open it, do I come out of stealth, or how does that work?
You won't be out of stealth. You can just sort of peer in and take a look.
Okay, well then I do that.
Okay, so you peer in, you take a look. As you do so, the door flies open.
What? I don't say that, by the way, out loud. I don't say that.
And it sort of takes you by surprise, and when you look around, a stiff wind blows through a broken window in the east wall, causing the tattered gray curtains to billow and flap like angry ghosts. Snow covers a bed and much of the surrounding floor.
I like look around the room.
This room looks absolutely destroyed, completely unfit for habitation, and it hasn't been used in a very long time.
Okay. Well, then I walk the other way towards another door.
Meanwhile, let's see what
Yep.
Glare. Yeah, let's see what
While
Glare.
they do that, I'm gonna run to the bathroom while they're doing that.
Okay, so Glare and friends, you all move forward, I assume.
Yeah. Guess going to the next door.
Okay,
I'm
so
just following
around.
Glare.
I'm just gonna look around.
you're gonna go look
Okay.
around.
Wait, basically, like, look around while following Glare.
Okay, yeah. So Glare, as you make your way forward, you let me just say something real quick. You see this?
I do have detect magic up still, by the way.
Yeah. You don't see anything magical just yet, but you do see a window that you could probably fit through.
I could. It's an extra large window, guys.
Well, actually, probably not through that window.
It's Glaire's 6 foot, I think 8 and like 260 pounds.
Yeah, you do see
heavy armor.
You do see a door. Over further to the west. There's a bit of a gap, though.
Yeah, what the hell? I'll try to go over to the door, I guess.
Okay, so you try to go over to the door. As you do so, you sort of jump over the gap. You have no problem, and you get in front of the door, and the boards beneath you begin to crack
Oh.
and break.
I don't suppose I can use mend?
Oh no, you're making a dexterity saving throw.
You!
That's good shit.
Oh,
Look
hey!
at that shit.
At like feline grace.
So you're like,
Clutch.
oh shit, and the floorboards begin to break underneath you, and they break through, and you drop 20 feet down into the snow. But with your cat-like reflexes, you sort of cushion the blow and land and dig your claws into the snow and slide a bit, and you look right behind you. You're inches away from plummeting down into the gorge below.
Wait, like they were up like on the side or
There's
upstairs?
There's a cliff right here.
There's a cliff, like part of the
Is it
building.
Is it like a patio or something on the outside of the house?
No. This house appears to be like hanging off the edge of the cliff
Oh,
a little
okay,
bit.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that was close.
I thought you were going fucking for a ride.
I would have been fine, just saying.
Uh-huh.
Can I climb back up the side of the house to the door?
Yeah, I'll say you can. You can just sort of, you eventually figure out a way to get back up there, and gingerly get up to the door and through the door. You can potentially also get Jeff and Relbin in with maybe some rope and.
I have a climb speed, so I.
I
Can
know,
just
but
climb.
for Jeff
Oh,
and
okay.
Relbin,
I mean, they could probably get through the window.
yeah, I'll allow it.
Oh,
All right.
Are you
See,
on the
just
next
hears a crash. Oh shit!
All right. We'll say that. What?
well, if I walk, like, am I walking towards them or away from them?
You're walking towards them at this point.
Oh, okay. On my map, I can see Blair now.
Yeah. So,
I'm still stealth though, because I'm scared.
okay. So you're stealth. Glare, based on your recent experience, you would guess that the floor directly in front of you right now is probably weak. So,
Oh, that's good. And this is for the part that's over the edge of the cliff, right?
yeah. So you sort of, you just step like,
Can I
Right
bend the
over.
floor?
yeah, you can bend the floor a little bit to try to get it a bit stronger.
You want me to read it, or?
No, it's fine. You
Okay.
begin doing that. As you're doing that, though, this room contains lingering smells of burnt wood and flesh. You also catch the faint odor of wine. Snow has fallen through holes in the roof, then been pushed into corners by stiff winds blowing through broken windows. The walls and furniture are scorched black, including a table with the charred remains of a book on it. Next to the table, on the floor amid several broken wine bottles, is a mostly incinerated skeleton and a round, frost-covered object about 6 inches in diameter.
I don't suppose any of that is magical?
Yeah, so with your detect magic, you do see something lighting up in the sort of charred bones of the remains of the body.
Okay. Charred remains of the body. Does it look like there was an explosion in the room, or would I have to investigate it?
Yeah, you're pretty sure there was an explosion in this room. Since you and Warrington have been through many explosions, you can tell there was probably an explosion here. Yeah.
Perhaps I should test out some floorboards with some mage handery.
Yeah, I'll say that Glare sort of patched him up with mending. So for
Pulled
now,
out his hammer and we started to magically repairing everything. Not going through that shit again.
I'm still gonna conjure my mage hand.
Like, look through this door.
yeah, you can go in that door for a bit, Xena. And so what are you doing? I'll explain
Just
what's in
looking.
there. Yeah. So you see in that room, while they're exploring that place, you see that this place is clearly a laboratory. It contains a fireplace and 2 empty bookcases. The fireplace is mostly empty, though there's some soot and ash in there from where it was lit once upon a time, a long time ago. And you see that there is tacked to the walls and strewn across the floor more of those blueprints. But this time, face down on the floor next to one of the blueprints is a tiny man made of clay.
Hell no. No. I step out of the room.
Okay, but before that, while you're
Okay.
but while you're looking around, let's go back to what they're doing. Google.
It's a bomb.
Okay, Glare. What do? You see now that there's a man who has been charred by some sort of explosion, and you see a book also, and you see a magical item.
I'm gonna examine the book first and hope it gives me some insight into what's going on here.
Okay, so nothing remains of this tome except ashes and a badly burned spine. You discern a few letters on the spine, and the letters spell ether, E-T-H-E-R, ether. But however, it's very clear that these letters were part of a much longer title. Make a intelligence check for me, straight intelligence, to see if you can figure out like roughly. Okay.
Nope.
Yeah. So it's clearly a much longer title, but the only letters you see are near the very end of probably the last word in the title, and it's ether.
I guess I'll start examining the corpse.
Okay. Not much remains here. It's mostly ash, but as you sift through it, the magical aura you find showcases an amulet, and it's a golden amulet and very pristine, leading you to believe that it's magical if it's the only thing that survived all this. And on the symbol is a pair of hands, sort of cupped, like a giving type thing, with holding a sun.
I pocket it for now until I have time to identify it.
Sure. And then the only other thing you see here is a frost-covered object about 6 inches in diameter. Almost looks like a gyroscope.
I guess Glaire's gonna examine that. It doesn't look like it's magical then, eh?
There's a weak residual aura of transmutation magic surrounding it.
I guess I will... That one I might take the time to identify right now. I'll try to identify it then with magic. That means I have to touch it though.
Yeah. When you touch it.
Okay.
Come out of the
I was
room.
worried about that.
Yeah, you come out of the rooms, at this point.
Okay, I come out of the room and I talk now. I'm out of self, and I'm like, there is a puppet man thingy in here, and I don't know what it is, but it's really creepy. And also, I got you some tools, Claire. What is that? And I point to whatever you're looking at.
As you say that last sentence, that last word, the core of the gyroscope that Claire picks up begins to glow with a golden radiance as bright as a candle flame.
Uh-oh.
A 10-foot, well, not 10 foot, the giant sphere of golden radiance explodes outwards. I need Glare, Relbin, and Jeff to make a Constitution saving throw.
Fuck.
+4.
Oh boy.
I'm going to hope it's a 14, and
Xena,
I'm
you watch as this blinding flash from this object, that orb.
I'm going to use Flash of Genius, by the way.
Okay, on yourself.
Yeah, it'll give me a +4, so I get at least 15.
So you watch as this orb lights up. Glare tries to cover it with his other hand, noticing that something bad is happening. It tries to block a lot of the damage, but you watch as this blinding, radiant light engulfs your three friends.
Three of you.
And as you sort of cover your eyes from this bright light, you open them again, and your ears are ringing from this explosion. Your friends have been turned to ash
What?
before you.
Okay, now's the time to find my sister for that time magic shit.
Hold-
That would be
hold on,
really
hold on.
great right about now.
Oh, calm down. At the same time that happens, so while you're in shock, okay, in that very same second, Glare,
Yeah?
you feel a bit of a sensation, a burning sensation for just a moment, and it's gone. And your eyes sort of, almost like you're waking up again, your eyes open up, and you're in the same room, and you are looking around, and everything is kind of in grayscale, the whole area,
Phasmophobia.
like
when you're
Phasmophobia Ghost.
dead. When you're dead.
Yeah, and you're looking around, and you see behind you what appears to be a you see what appears to be someone that looks like a zombie creature next to you with blue eyes, and you see what appears to be a satyr with red hair, but kind of in grayscale flowing. And then you look down at yourself, and you see that you're wearing a trench coat, and you look like more of a normal cat.
What in the hell just happened?
What did you just fucking do to us?
Wait,
What?
you're Jeff?
What is going on?
At about that same time, a floating skull with flaming red eyes appears to you, and he goes, "Ha! Like my invention, eh? What do you think? Brilliant, isn't it?
Like is a strong term. What the hell did you just do to us?
Oh, this is brilliant. This is our key to stopping the eternal winter. Don't you see? It works perfectly."
Oh, burning? What?
I don't see how this stops anything.
Meanwhile, Xena, what would you do?
Just sitting there on my knees, crying. I'm just literally having a panic attack. I mean, all my friends just died before my very eyes.
So you
I'm
all
devastated. I'm just oh my god.
You all
I'm
see
literally
her.
on the floor, like I'm just sobbing.
Yeah, so you see Xena in the corner just crying, just bawling out.
And I'm like screaming like, help! Somebody help! Like that.
Xena, we're right here. I know it looks different, but
Hello?
She can't hear you. Ah, she can't hear you? You're dead on the border ethereal, don't you understand?
I'm sorry, did you just say dead?
Yes, you're dead.
What?
Just like me. Ha
Why am I like this when I'm dead? I kind of imagined I'd probably be, you know, bigger and...
Nope, you're a cat. In a trench coat, apparently.
I am a tabaxi. I am not a cat. So, what does your invention... Your invention kills things and turns them into other things?
No, my invention is perfect, obviously. It's our key to ending this winter. It can control the weather.
It did nothing to the weather.
It was Copper's fault.
All it did was kill us.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it needs a few adjustments, sure. Yeah.
What about this was Copper's fault?
I don't know, it has to be his fault. I never make mistakes.
Do we still have the object, or is it in the other plane?
It's sort of laying on the ground.
Can I try to identify it still?
Um,
I want to see if I can figure out what the hell it does.
yeah, make a intelligence check.
Oh, dear God. Yep.
Yes.
So yeah, make an intelligence check. So yeah, you.
I did.
Let me see. 1 second. So
Fuck it. And the odd chance
You-
it puts me above the DC, I'm gonna try Flash of Genius again.
yeah, you're just gonna do an identify spell though instead.
Yeah.
Okay. So you study the runes with the identify spell, and you analyze that this.
I'm not gonna take the 10 minutes. I'm just gonna cast it as a spell because I'm in a hurry.
Okay. So you begin to sort of analyze this thing, and you determine that it has a big design flaw. The device's rings.
kidding.
Yeah, the device's rings. It's like a gyroscope. So it has this thing in the center, and then it has these two sort of gyroscope type things that spin around it. You think that based off of the identify that you need to attach a third ring to the device, and it must have the same type of runes that appear on the other two rings.
Okay, well, I'm gonna turn to the Flaming Skull and say,
Well, where's the third ring?
What do you mean third ring? What do you mean third ring? There's no third ring.
I mean, it needs a third ring to function properly. I can tell it just by
Meanwhile-
looking at it.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, I
Xena.
get up, and I start like just destroying everything in this fucking house. Like I'm literally like just punching through the walls, like just kicking the windows. Like I'm just whatever's in the other room. What's in this room right here?
in this room, you see the scent of wine fills this room, and there's 4 frost-covered barrels here. Apparently wine barrels.
I open up.
You open them. Yeah, you start. The extreme cold has caused the wine to freeze, but it smells quite good. And since you worked in a tavern for a long time, you would think that this is actually pretty decent wine. Hey, she's breaking into my stash. You can't let her do that. That broad that's breaking everything.
I mean,
start
we
throwing the wine at the wall, like several of the bottles, and then I just walk out.
No, that's my stash.
I mean,
And then I
we
just-
can't do anything. Can we go back and talk to her?
You can try to move some stuff, do some ghost stuff. You're a ghost.
I'm gonna conjure up Mage Hand
Mm-hmm.
and try
You can't.
and pick up something like a loose.
Oh, I
garbage
see.
on the floor.
Yeah. Make a charisma check. Just a straight charisma check.
Okay.
You're trying to use your essence, your force of will, to move this thing. Yeah. So Xena, you watch as. So what are you trying to do with it, Relvin, specifically?
Basically, just pick it up and make it dance a little bit. Basically, test to see if my magic can affect the material plane from where I am.
So you focus really hard, and you realize that it's not exactly like 100% like using normal magic. It's a bit weird. You're having to exert more of your own will, your own presence into it. But you do manage to make one of the blueprints dance a little bit in front of, like, near Xena, like a little bit. So she noticed. So Xena, you notice this blueprint just begins to lift up a bit unnaturally and waver a bit.
I say, fuck you, and I like grab it and tear it into shreds.
What do the rest of you try to do? Xena's
And
freaking
then-
out.
And then I literally just start stomping down the hallway, and
Glare
and
tries to
pull
kick
out-
in the door.
and then I pull out my tinderbox, and I start getting ready to like light a fire in this fucking cabin.
Glare
And-
tries to kick in the door.
Okay, so Glare, you go up to this door and you try to kick it in.
Yeah.
Okay, so make a charisma check.
Oh, you're. Oh shit! It's a door. So
Okay,
that's good.
so Xena, the door kicks in much the same way that Glare would kick in a door. Make a wisdom
Right, now-
make a wisdom insight check.
Would she be able to see my familiar if I conjured it?
No, your familiar's gone. Xena, you're like, that door was. That's like the same way that Glare kicks in a door.
Great. Now I'm cursed to be haunted by my fucking friends, the only friends that I ever had. They're dead, and now I have to be reminded of how they're dead. And I continue to try to light the house on fire with the flint that I have because I'm fucking done with this goddamn house. I'm lighting it on fire.
Can you use Druidcraft to snuff anything she sets on fire?
That's fine.
You're
like blowing, like as a ghost, you're like, like you're blowing it as I'm trying to light it. You're like blowing it out like a candle, and I'm like, what the?
Jeff, what are you doing during all this? You haven't really. What would you like?
He's making me tea, but I can relay it. What would you do?
What would you try to do as a ghost?
What would you try to do as a ghost? Is there any way for us to touch her? He says, or like make her feel like it's us or anything?
Yeah.
I mean, she knows it's us. I'm pretty
it's
So,
sure.
I'm gonna make a
literally
charisma-
Like that movie, What Dreams May Come, where the girl like freaks out whenever he tries to touch her as a ghost. Like she's like not okay.
Like, I want to be like, somehow remind her of the conversations she and I had before we set out from the village and everything.
You at some point
Like,
touched
put my hand on
her.
shoulder.
Yeah, you at some point touched her shoulder at one point in that conversation, and I'm gonna have you try to do the same type of touch, and you're gonna need to make a charisma check.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, so you succeed. So Xena, from behind, as you're about to take that tinderbox and you're about to light it, on the same shoulder that Jeff touched you on when you had that heart-to-heart, you feel a hand similar size as his try to grip your shoulder.
I'm just in shock. Like I don't understand. Like in my head, I think like they're here, but they're not. Like I saw them literally burst into dust. There's no, in my head, well, can I roll something to know if there's any way that I can, like, they burst into dust. So, like, can you bring a person back from the dust?
Make
I'm not a magic person, so I wouldn't know.
yeah, make a wisdom check. for me. You start thinking, you're like racing your mind, you're like, oh my god, what the fuck is going on? They're trying to talk to me or something, they're trying to get to me. You at least figure that much out. But you're not sure what to do now. You're lost, you don't know what to do, you're not a magic person. But you remember, I have my notebook.
You're cutting out, I think, because I don't hear anything. Just
I heard.
Hold on. You remember, I have a notebook. My notebook.
Okay, well, I pull it out and I have, like, the pencil. And I set it down. And I'm like, if you're here, say something.
Okay. What do you guys do? So you guys watch as Xena's starting to put stuff together. She puts her book on the table with a pen.
Blair looks down at his paws and goes, "Yeah, right."
You're a
Robin
ghost.
looks to Jeff.
Can we try to will the pin to move?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's charisma that bitch again, huh?
Just a charisma check, yep. That's enough, just barely enough. So you managed to write. What do you write on it?
It can't be like a whole book.
It can't be a whole book, but you can write maybe a few words.
So I'll put like, we hear calm.
We hear calm. That's all you get, Saturn. We hear calm.
Or wait, we hear be calm.
Be
How about
calm.
that?
Okay.
4 words.
Yeah, I'll allow it. Sure.
Okay, now that we've stopped her from burning down the house, about this third ring.
You're gonna have to make it. You're gonna need to melt some metal down and recast it. Get that broad to do it somehow.
Let me read something.
You should look through the other rooms for stuff, like any other rooms I haven't discovered, by the way.
Okay.
So,
Okay. You look at.
So, Perry,
Yeah.
I'm reading the right tool for the job, where remember when I made that workshop?
Uh-huh.
It says they appear in an occupied space within 5 feet of you. It requires 1 hour of uninterrupted work, which you can concede can coincide with a short rest or a long rest. The product of the magic, the tools are non-magical, and they vanish when you use this feature again. It doesn't say that they disappear if I just left them there. So technically, that workbench, unless I'm technically dead, I think would still be where our campsite was.
I mean, you are dead.
Okay.
But
Never mind.
Xena does have tools. She has all the tools.
Oh, yeah, that's
she
true.
took them from the room.
Well, I could probably make it, but the problem is, I don't think Xena's trained with these tools.
You're just walking around the house right now, like trying to calm down and like looking through all the rest of the
Yeah,
stuff.
make a perception check, Xena, as you're looking around and trying to find anything of use in any of these rooms. Oh my god! So in your hasted like panic mode, you're trying to focus as best as you can to try to find any clue, anything in here. You find that you find a scroll of some sort that's stained with soot, but is somewhat intact in one of the rooms. It's like a scroll. Okay. When you open it, you see something like this. And it says on it, Macratus, I've had enough of this damned restless cold. I feel it creep into my bones, my head, my heart. I'm heading back to 10 Towns for a decent meal and a warm bed. I fear this endless winter has numbed your mind, and any tinkerer worth their chains can see the summer star is a fool's errand. Maybe without me here to incessantly complain to you, you'll finally snap out of your obsession. If you truly insist on dedicating your remaining days to this doomed project, might I suggest that 3 is better than 2. I considered telling you before, but you were particularly rude about the dinner I made last night. May the light of the Morning Lord protect you, Copper.
You didn't read the note, did you?
No, I didn't read that note! What's he mean anyway? 3 is better than 2.
I keep telling you, you need a 3rd ring on this thing for it to work properly.
Poppycock! It's perfect!
Okay, Jeff, can you tell her we need her to make a 3rd ring for this thing without touching it?
He's running back to this bedroom. He heard you, though.
Remember, it needs the runes. Make sure she puts the runes on it with a steady hand. A steady hand. It's very important.
Okay, so let me make my throw first.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, so I'll write to her. So how wordy can I be with this? Like,
I'll say you can do a sentence. It'll take time. Like you can do like a sentence or 2. I'll say. And Xena, you'll just sort of watch it coming in slowly. Imagine how a ghost would do it, like slowly, methodically.
Yeah, I'll be carrying my journal with me, as I'm walking around these places looking at shit.
Yeah.
Pacing.
So I'll write use tools, make 3rd ring for device, use ruins to match, will bring us back.
What the fuck? I am not a tinkerer! I'm just I'm gonna try, obviously.
I mean, she's seen me do it all the time. She's got this.
It's just I'm kicking over fucking tables and chairs as I'm walking around trying to
I see her going crazy, and I write one more thing and say think like a cat.
I pick up a chair and throw it out the window, and it caters down the gorge, and it's
cracks.
I mean, to be fair, that is probably something I would do.
What?
Can I cast guidance on her?
Let me read the rules. I don't think you can. Let me hold on one sec. Let me double check. She make ability checks. I don't see anything that says that you necessarily can't, so I will allow... Oh, wait. It says the spirit can do the following and nothing else. Never mind. No, you can't. Sorry.
I can or can't?
Cannot. Sorry.
Okay.
I take my backpack, or take my satchel or whatever, my bag off, and I slam it on the table in front of me, and then I start pulling out the tools that I found, because I assume that one of them will be the right one, and they all look completely foreign to me.
Yeah.
And I just start scattering them across the table, and then I'm just picking them up, and I'm kind of looking at them because I don't know what they do. So can I roll something to kind of try to figure out what I should try first? Because I don't know what any of these tools do.
So he's told you that you need to make the metal first. And and sort of create the ring. So all you know right now is that you need to somehow melt metal and then use the tools to make a mold. And there is a mold of a ring that you see. So you'd have to find a way to basically melt that metal and get it into that mold.
Is there anything in the house that looks like it could?
There's a fireplace you could use.
Okay, I go up to the fireplace and I start throwing bottles of his wine inside of the fireplace.
No, not my stash!
and then I take a match and with kindling, and I'm just boom, in the fireplace with fucking wine and shit.
I mean, you should be glad she didn't decide to use the house as the source of heat.
The flame lights up, and you've seen Glare do this enough. You don't know exactly how to do it, but you do put this metal pot that's part of the tool set there, and now you just need to find...
You said it was what kind of tools did I get?
Smith's tools.
Okay.
So you have a whole set of these smith's tools, including a pot. Now you think you need to like melt metal in this pot, and it's over the fire. So what do you do?
I roll?
Make a perception check to see if you can find about enough metal for that. Oh yeah, you do. So you begin searching around anywhere for any bits and scraps of metal. You do find this metal that seems a bit more malleable and easier to work with, and you throw that in the pot, and as it does so, it begins to melt down.
Hopper, good choice.
Okay.
And
I do that.
yeah, and so you have a ring, a mold that looks like a ring. What do you do?
So would my character know to pour it in there?
Make sure she knows the symbols that she needs to put in it too.
Yes. So it does say put runes. You wrote put runes, right, Jeff, or something on the. Okay. So yeah, make a wisdom insight check, Cena. Okay. You're not sure what to do from this point, but what do you want to try to do?
I want to pour the stuff in the mold.
Okay, so yeah, you sort of using like some gloves that you find, manage to sort of pour the metal into the mold, and it begins to set into the ring. And as it begins to cool a little bit, you remember that Jeff said you need to inscribe some runes on there.
I go back to the table to see if there's anything I can inscribe with on metal.
You see the tinker's tools that you took from the room before has like a delicate instrument that you think you could use, just like to carve some lines into it while it's cooling.
I don't know what kind of ruins to put on it. Like, I don't know magic, so I'm just like frustrated again, and I'm just like,
Jeff, could you draw these runes for her?
I'm just like really stressed out, obviously.
What do you all do to help her?
Can I draw the runes on the page?
Yeah, you can certainly try. Make a charisma check.
Okay, come on. +8.
Oof. You try, but you can't get the damn thing to move. Anyone
great.
else?
My charisma's a -1. Give me that.
Still try.
I fucking draw on that one.
I know.
Is it not rolling?
No.
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
Oh!
I'll try this time.
Okay, Relvin, go for it.
Christmas save or Christmas check?
Check.
Okay, so not save.
Hmm.
God.
This is hilarious.
Xena, you are not getting much help from the spirit world right now.
Okay, well, I try to go back to the letter that I saw in another room and see if, like, if I hold it up to the light, or, like, if there's anything in the bedroom where I found the letter, like, in the drawers or cupboards or anything like that might have ruins on them.
Make a perception check. Okay. That's enough. You find on one of the blueprints on the ground that's covered with frost, you pull it up and you see a ring on it, and you see etched into the ring these sets of 3 runes that go down on each side of the ring, and it matches perfectly exactly the mold that you just created.
Okay. I go back
Had
and
the charisma, Perry.
I pulled the blueprint on the table and I stretch it out, and I like get the ring out of the mold, and I like pull up a broken chair that I broke and sit on it to try to get these ruins etched on there with the Tinker's tools. So what do I roll?
Okay, so because you found the Tinker's tools before, you have advantage on this, but you need to make what we in the business like to call a dexterity arcana check. So since you're not trained in arcana, it's just your dexterity roll, but you have advantage since you're using the Tinker's tools.
Is it like a saving throw?
No, just you see when you click your token, it says ability check, roll ability check. When you click on your token, up in the top. It's also for you, just
It is.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, choose dexterity.
Dexterity.
Yeah, you have advantage. That's enough. Okay. So yeah, so you carefully try to match the runes as best as you can.
I'm very dexterous.
You are very dexterous as a monk.
Thank goodness.
You just sort of keep calm as best as you can, because any normal human being would be shaking right now, but you know that this is probably the only way you can help your friends, and so you manage to stay calm enough to etch those runes in, and now you just need to modify, you just need to add that ring to the device. And
Yeah, they didn't tell me that.
yeah, so now you guys
so
see
I'm
her.
like-
She has a ring.
I'm looking up at
What-
at the ceiling or whatever. I'm like, what now? What now do I do?
I did
she
say
did it.
make a third ring for the device.
You said for the device? Because I don't remember you saying
Pretty sure
it.
I
I don't
did.
know anything about a
You know
device.
what?
Like,
Doesn't matter.
you guys were looking at it while I was in the other room. I don't even know what device you're talking about.
Okay, Jeff, what do you write to help her out?
So I'm gonna say add ring to device that killed us.
I didn't even see it. I literally walked out of the room and there was a blinding light and you all died.
You hear her say all this.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh. And so
Oh,
I
for the
walked
love of
over.
God! How could you be so perceptive and blind at the same time?
I walked over to the area where they died,
Put, like
basically.
by skeleton or something.
Make a perception check, Xena.
Okay.
God damn, you're killing it. You see, in Glaire's ashes. So when Glaire died, it's kind of a sad scene, really. His bag fell to the ground, and some stuff rolled out of it. A lot of his shit in his bag, and also next to it, you see the same type of thing you saw on that blueprint. This like gyroscope-looking thing with 2 rings around it. And then you have like the 3rd ring that matches in your hand. And you see
Tell her not to touch it, to try to use the tools to assemble it without physically touching it.
make a save if you want to. Make a charisma check if you want to try that. Okay, it works. So what do you tell her?
Don't touch it with your hands, use the tools.
Okay, so don't touch with your hands, use tools, it says.
Okay, well, I go and grab the smith, like I assume it's like the prods that you use, you know, for smithing.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yes, smith tools have tongs in them.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. And I grab that, and then I just, like, pick it up with that.
Yeah, so you pick it up with that, and you find a way to attach it. There's no check required for this part. At least it doesn't say there is. So you manage to get the last ring in there, and you're able to turn it whichever way.
Okay.
Now she just needs to use it. The skull
You do
with
realize
flaming
that
eyes.
she's probably traumatized and not really willing to touch it, right?
Yeah, like, I'm still, like, there's, like, tears, like, flowing down my face. I'm still so upset.
So like,
I'm freaking
is
out.
that
She's
all
going-
she has to do is touch it? Like,
No, she has to attune to it first. Attune to it.
Attune to it, then touch it?
No, attune to it, and
You
then
have to-
attune
you have
to
to
it,
touch
and then
it,
she'll
attune
know.
to it.
She'll know what to do.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna do it more.
And you would know what attunement means. You've done it with other magical items
Yeah.
before.
Okay, so I just say attune to it, and then you'll know what to do.
Okay, so Xena, you see attune to it, and then you'll know what to do.
Okay, well, I take off my cloak or whatever.
Yep, you
Yes,
wrap it
I
up,
have-
put it away for a moment.
I put it in my bag and I take it off. And then, I guess, do I hold it or like, how do I know
Yeah.
how to attune to it?
Yeah,
Okay.
you just hold it. You hold it without touching it, basically. You put like a blanket there for a
So I
moment.
start doing that or whatever, and I'm like kind of like closing my eyes because I'm scared that like it's gonna kill me.
Yeah. This takes an hour, by the way. What do you do while you sit alone for an hour?
Great shit.
I get to wait, so like I can do other things while I'm attuning, right?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Well, I start writing in my journal that I start saying like, well, this may be the last entry that I'm making, and I say, life is funny, isn't it? It's just when you think you've got it all figured out, just when you finally began to plan something, you know, get excited about it, feel like you know what direction you're headed in, the paths change, the signs change, the wind blows the other way, north is south, east is west, and you're just lost. And God, I just never expected to go out like this. I never
Blair's like
expected...
looking over her shoulder this whole time.
Yeah, what are you all doing?
Well, I'm writing like really depressing thoughts, like really depressing.
Jeff, we might need to see if we could find a therapist for Xena.
Robin's
So,
just gonna meditate.
Okay. Wait. Okay. So I feel like Jeff's gonna be the only one that can get away with this. So let's see what I can do.
Oh, okay. What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna write in her book, underneath where she's writing, I'm gonna say, "Don't be a drama queen. We're gonna be okay."
Oh no.
So I just like close my chart. Like honestly, out of character, that would actually be worse. But because you rolled so high, I have to play it out like it did work. But just so you know, like out of character,
That is kind of an asshole.
That would upset even more.
But that's what Jeff would say, though.
Even Blair's kind of like, man, that's kind of harsh.
But I actually have to play it like it did work for whatever fucking reason. That would work. That would never work. But anyway, I just say that. I guess out of character, I did not want to go along with this, but I just closed the book and I say, you know, he's right. I really need to be calm for this. And then I like close my eyes and I start to meditate, like, you know, my monk meditate.
God, that was a bit cold even for you.
Yeah, well, this is pretty heavy shit. Okay.
Yeah. I'm well aware. I'm currently a cat in a trench coat. I mean, I don't see how this can get much worse.
We're dead, and you're talking about being in a trench coat?
We're not dead. We're just incorporeal, from what I can tell. I don't really know. Well, there's reason to believe that we're not fully dead.
What? Fine, I'll apologize to her when we're alive again. If we're alive again.
I mean, we're technically, we don't know if we're dead or not, so technically we might not be coming back to life.
Just sit there. Just sit there. Fine.
I'm just saying that there's steps to this, and we haven't concluded that we're dead yet.
I don't even know what I'm saying right now.
Xena, as you get into your monk stance and begin to meditate in your like cross-legged stance, you manage to block out the howling winds, and there's a stillness in your mind as you just try to keep calm through this traumatic event. And suddenly something clicks in your mind, and you think you can use the device. Somehow, magically, you know exactly how to use this device. You can control the weather.
Can you give me oranges? Okay, sorry.
Oranges rain down! No, I'm just kidding.
It's raining hallelujah. Okay,
Focus, Xena, focus!
I know, that was out of character. Okay.
I know.
I get up and oh my god, do like my eyes like, you know how Storm is in the Marvel universe? Like,
yes.
Or whatever.
You know what happens to a tabaxi when it gets struck by lightning.
But you can change the weather to whatever you want. It's currently, obviously very cold and windy and stuff. How do you change the weather?
Okay, well, because Jeff rolled so high, I'm not gonna go with the whole dark side thing, because, like, I'm gonna go along with what his roll was. So I've been meditating, So I'm just going to make it stop snowing. That's what everyone wants. To make it stop snowing and like be a nice day. Can I do that?
You can.
Like,
as you begin to cast this spell, you feel this overwhelming amount of arcane energy begin to take over you. Your eyes go white as they go back into your head as you're casting this spell, and this like purple shimmer begins to flow and swirl around you. This immensely powerful spell, and it radiates outwards. It spreads out and out and out for miles, within 5 miles of you, all the way out as far as you can see. Sunlight.
yeah.
For the first time ever, has graced Icewind Dale. And it's warm. The wind has completely stopped. And as this new sunlight shines down into the building, the skull that you all see simply says, "Thank you," and disappears, fades away. A radiant light begins to warmly fill the room, and you see those same hands that you saw on that amulet glare, briefly in the center of the room with the sun glowing, held between these two hands in almost a prayer-like stance, begin to illuminate the entire black cabin. And Xena, a bright light fills the entire place, and suddenly your friends are standing in front of you. Fine.
Well, I run up to them and I'm like, "Oh my god, you're okay!" And I'm like crying and I'm not trying to hug them and stuff.
Claire will actually just kind of hug her and say, "It's okay, it's okay, it's
Oh
okay."
my god.
Robin's gonna look at his hands and go, that was a little unsettling of an experience.
You all...
Take the item, and I'm like, "Take it, I don't want it," and I like just throw it off me.
Can I identify that thing?
Yeah. You identify it. It's called the Summer Star. It no longer works after that spell was cast. But yeah, I mean, it had the ability to cast Control Weather, which is an 8th level spell.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah.
And it's out of charges.
It's out of charges, yeah. However, as you all come back to life, all 4 of you feel a presence inside of you all of a sudden, as if there's a light radiating inside of you. You all gain the blessing of the Morning Lord, Lathander.
Whoa.
What's that?
Each day at dawn, you gain 10 temporary hit points.
Oh wow.
Always.
Wait, what? Each day?
Each day. Yep.
At dawn.
It's a supernatural
wake up.
gift. Yes.
Ooh.
Shit, that's a good one. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yep. And
When we're back in the dark again, like when we set back out, by the way, just so you know, I attune back to my
It'll take
clothes.
you another hour
Yeah.
to do that.
yeah, it'll
Yeah.
take another hour, but
But whenever
I'm sure
we
you
get
can.
out.
Yeah.
also, as you sort of come back to life, Claire, you see that when you died and went to the spirit realm or whatever, a lot of your bag fell and scattered to the floor, and you notice that the bits of Chardolin you took are clean.
They've been purified?
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, what about that goblin person that was with them that was dead?
The gnome.
No, he's-
apparently he faded away.
He's back in the city.
Oh.
He's fine. Yeah.
Oh.
Whatever the skull thing was faded away apparently when the
Oh.
light happened.
Yeah, he passed on.
He
Basically.
probably was just trapped and we
Oh,
released him
okay.
whenever you released him.
So wait, the shards that I have were purified by Lathander?
Yep.
Interesting.
Make a religion check. Anyone.
Okay.
Or just your religion.
Okay, well it's not
Unless
bad.
you mention something to them. Yeah, so you would know that Lathander is also known as the Morning Lord, and he is a god of light. worshipped in a lot of places. Coincidentally, that's where you received this quest from, was the House of the Morning Lord back in Shander. And so, Lathander likes any type of light. He's the enemy of darkness and shadow and all that stuff. Fun fact, he's also like what the people in Curse of Strahd try to worship.
Yep, I remember that. All right.
Yeah.
This may be the first time that anyone's interacted with a god in these lands for a long time. That has to have been Lathander.
I'm just like really quiet, but I start to put away the smith's tools and the tinker's tools, and I assume it's like a leather, like where you roll it out, like the leather thing that you roll out.
Yes.
So like I start putting it in there, and then folding it back up and everything neatly, and then I walk up to Glare and I'm like, "Here you go. I can't use these. I don't."
Glaire's just gonna take them and yes, thank you. These will be very helpful.
Okay. What do you guys do?
I mean...
So I'm gonna walk up to Xena, pat her on the shoulder, and say, "Thanks for saving us. Please don't kill me."
Just give him a hug.
Oh.
Robin's gonna come up to Xena and say, "Thank you."
What would I do to Relva? I'm trying to think how I feel about him. I mean, I obviously don't want him to die or anything. I just don't know him as well.
Yeah.
I would just say, I would just quietly reach in my bag and give him a cookie and just, more like a slight smile, not a smile, but like one of those like hurt smiles where you're like still hurting, but like it's like here, like slight smile kind of thing.
Yeah, like some of your clothes still have tears in them, like dry. You know.
Glaire's gonna like gently just kind of try to like pat her on the back and just say, "See, told you we're good at this."
Don't ever do that again.
I promise nothing.
Did Xena offer the cookie up to Robin?
Yeah.
Then I'll take it in my hand and pop it in my mouth and start munching. Thank you.
That kind of makes her feel better.
What time of the day is it right now, actually?
It's still it's probably midday by now. It's probably like into the afternoon, say like 3 p.m. or so.
Well, I'd say there's nothing. Wait, you said something about a clay doll thing, Wood, before I started picking that thing up?
Yeah, I mean, I really just think we should leave.
Glaire's gonna kind of sigh and just kind of nods like, "Okay, if that's what you want right now."
Okay. As you all begin to leave and step out into the outside, you finally feel warmth for the first time in forever. And you know it's not going to last.
First time in forever.
Yes. Yes, you're like, "Oh god, thank goodness." Jeff, your sword is pissed. It's very angry. And you feel anger towards you, like pure hatred aimed at you from the sword. And as you all...
What's it trying to do, like cut him?
No.
It's a living weapon.
As you look out, bright light shines from the east. A cold, hateful light seems to be getting closer. That's where we'll stop for tonight.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first time in
Yay! You guys did it!
My sword said he's doing bad stuff. Come and fucking get him set straight.
That I was probably. Oh, I don't really think I wanted that many people to get sucked in there with me. I did not realize that's what had happened. That was interesting.
Yeah.
I was
going to try and... Sorry.
No, you're right.
So,
I was going to try and use Mage Hand to pick it up.
Out of curiosity, Perry, what would I have needed to Constitution that to actually beat
17.
the check? Ah, I was too off.
Yeah.
I missed it by fucking 1 point.
Yeah.
But I think it would have. Did we still take half damage?
Yeah.
I'm assuming it wouldn't have
hit us,
transported us, though.
It was 90 damage.
Oh, it would
Oh,
still fucking
that still
kill
would have
me.
killed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only one, maybe Relvin would have survived like 2 HP if he saved, but...
Yeah.
No. You know what? If I had been at full health, actually, I think I would have been okay. 'cause
Yeah.
I was
I think
50.
that would have, if we were at full health, that would have only affected me.
Yeah. So yeah, good job, guys. I hope did you like it? Was that fun?
That was fun.
Hell
Yeah.
I really liked
That
that.
last part was pretty fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll
Xena
definitely.
is so
it'll
Xena's now
defi-
Storm.
Yeah, it'll no. I took it off.
I know.
but-
No, it doesn't work anymore,
Oh.
anyways.
Yeah, I will say that will definitely impact Xena and how she feels even more so now
Excellent. Good.
going forward.
Need to break your all's will before the end of this campaign.
I think that what's about to happen in the next session is gonna really affect Jeff.
Yep.
I have the strange feeling that Glare is unbreakable.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, because you're a stubborn ass freaking 8 foot tall cat.
All right. Well,
Although I am so excited that we actually have some Chardolin.
yay.
Purified Charlotte that you can do something with.
Yes.
That was going to be the next thing that Glare tries to do is figure out how to get it purified, and it literally was going to be I have to find a priest.
Yeah, and you guys got a lot of good stuff. You got an amulet that you don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to identify that eventually.
I can just. I mean, well. I'll save that for next session.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you got an amulet that you don't know what it is. You've got 20 pounds of polar bear meat. You got a pelt. You got a hook, a fishing hook. That's kind of cool.
I got mauled by a guy with an axe.
Got mauled. Some
So did
people
I.
almost died. It was great.
Yeah.
This session had a lot.
That
Yep.
play her
we
reaction
kinda
of
did
it.
die.
Yeah, you did great. Oh man, it was perfect.
I think I'm gonna swap out healing. I need to swap out some spells.
Okay. And yeah, with that, thanks for everybody that watched. I hope you enjoyed the session. Again, thank you for Drake for subscribing with Prime.
Yep.
And yeah, we'll see you next time. We might play again on Sunday. I'll try to prep as much as I can. All right. See you guys then. So Sunday around noon we'll try Eastern.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye.